Live on a Saturday night from Idaho Central Arena, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey, as it's the regular season finale as the Grizzlies take on the Idaho Steelheads. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. It's a big game in the Mountain Division as the Grizzlies take on the Idaho Steelheads for the 14th and final time this season. It's a beautiful day outside here in downtown Boise, and I got a feeling the action's going to heat up here in the regular season finale as the arch rivals meet for the 14th time this season. For the Grizzlies, they could clinch a playoff spot with a victory and a Tulsa loss in regulation against the Allen Americans. There's also a scenario where the Grizzlies could get eliminated tonight with a loss and Tulsa picking up a victory in regulation. Tulsa does play Allen tomorrow afternoon at BOK Center, and it's certainly going to be a big one for the Grizzlies. Pretty much it's a must-win situation for the Grizzlies tonight in Game 72 of the regular season. There's been a few standout performers for the Grizzlies against Idaho this year. Kyle Mayhew, who was named to the all-rookie team, and he was also named second-team all-ECHL. He has 17 points in 13 games against the Steelheads, 4 goals and 13 assists. Brandon Cutler last night had 2 goals. He has 15 points against Idaho in 13 games this year, 8 goals and 7 assists. Last night in the series opener, the Grizzlies really played well for the first 40 minutes as Brandon Cutler and Johnny Fairbrother each had first period goals. Lyndon McCollum scored a late first period goal for Idaho as Utah led 2-1 after one period. And then Brandon Cutler scored 13 and a half minutes into the second, with Mayhew and Mayer getting the assists. Utah led 3-1 after 2 periods. Idaho had a power play for the first 2 minutes of the third period, and A.J. White 1 minute in redirected a Matt Register shot to make it a 3-2 game, and then Francisco Arcuri got the tying goal 7.5 minutes into the third period. The game ended up going to overtime as Grizzlies picked up a key standing point, but 9 seconds into overtime, the Steelheads, which were continuing on with their power play, they had the power play for the first 38 seconds of overtime, but they only needed 9 seconds for Arcuri to fire a one-timer from the right wing as the Steelheads came away with a 4-3 victory. Utah has a record of 4-8-1 against Idaho this season. For the Grizzlies, it's pretty much a must-win situation. Right now, they are tied for 4th in the Mountain Division. Allen, with last night's victory, is in 3rd place with 68 standings points. The Grizzlies are tied with Tulsa for 4th place with 67 points. After one period, Tulsa leads Allen 2-1. And because Allen won the series opener, I think Grizzlies fans are going to be rooting for the Allen Americans both tonight and tomorrow. After all, if Tulsa loses tonight and they lose tomorrow, regardless of what happens to the Grizzlies here tonight, Grizzlies can clinch a playoff spot. So there's many different scenarios, and a few of those scenarios mean that we may not know at the end of tonight's game whether the Grizzlies are postseason bound or not. It could come down to Sunday afternoon's game at BOK Center between Allen and Tulsa in the 3-game series finale. So it's been a lot of fun here this season. For the Grizzlies, it's Game 72, and they're looking for a big victory against the arch rival Idaho Steelheads. From the Steelheads' perspective, they got their award show coming up before today's game, as they will announce team MVP, unsung hero, and many other team awards. And, don't forget that Idaho does remember what happened 2 years ago to them, where the Grizzlies eliminated the Steelheads from the postseason, and they made sure that Idaho missed the playoffs for the first time in franchise history. So it's going to be a ton of fun here tonight between the arch rivals in the Mountain Division. For my money, the best rivalry in the league. When we come back to the Rio Tinto Kennecott pregame report, we will go over some of the fun facts of the 2023-24 season. We're in business on a Saturday night, and you're listening to the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings! Shop over 40 new Kia Sportage models and save up to $2,500 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. Face off in about 15 minutes or so. They're going to have an award show here at Idaho Central Arena, as they'll give out all the team awards for the Idaho Steelheads this season. It's going to be an interesting goaltending matchup tonight. Vinny Duplessis will get the start for the second straight night. He saved 29 of 33 in his professional debut for the Grizzlies. He'll be going up against Jake Kiley, who overall has a 9-5 record this season. Kiley has played against the Grizzlies a couple times here in the regular season. In fact, in 3 games against Utah, he's got a record of 2-1 with a 4.41 goals against average and .865 save percentage. The Grizzlies have had some success against Jake Kiley this season. Well, it's been a fun year. There's been a lot of interesting finishes to Grizzlies games. After all, the month of March really produced a ton of fun Saturday night affairs. Grizzlies have been a pretty good Saturday night team this season, both at home and on the road. You can't forget about what Alex Bocage did with the 5-point performance on March 9th against Rapid City. The Military Night Miracle can end up being the moment of the season for a lot of Grizzlies fans. That was when Utah was down 4-1 with 3 minutes left in regulation before they scored 3 goals in 68 seconds to turn a 4-1 Norfolk lead into a 4-4 tie. And then the Grizzlies got a power play early in overtime as Luke Manning drew a penalty as he was on a breakaway and Norfolk slashed him. And Josh Wesley scored his second of the night. He scored the game-tying goal that evening late in regulation. He also scored the overtime game winner as the Maverick Center crowd, at least the ones that stayed throughout, were electric. And that was one of the most fantastic finishes I think everybody's seen. 2 weeks ago, the Grizzlies had a big 4-1 victory against Idaho as Grizzlies really played well that night. They scored 3 power play goals that evening, and Will Cranley was just 55 seconds away from picking up his first professional shutout. And you think about last Saturday, the Grizzlies did end up losing 4-3 to the Kansas City Mavericks, but Brett Stapley with a thrilling game-tying goal on a rebound from a Josh Wesley shot with 4 seconds left in regulation gave the Grizzlies a huge standing point, and that's a standing point that could make the difference between whether the Grizzlies make the postseason or not. With Allen winning the series opener against Tulsa last night, the final score of that game was 3-2. Grizzlies are probably rooting for Allen both tonight and tomorrow night as Utah is tied with Tulsa for 4th place in the Mountain Division as both teams have 67 standings points. As we mentioned earlier in the pregame show, because the Grizzlies do have the tiebreaker against Tulsa, right now it's still up in the air as to whether the Grizzlies have the tiebreaker against Allen because both teams have 25 regulation wins. That's the main tiebreaker. Second tiebreaker is regulation and overtime wins. Right now the Grizzlies have 31, Allen has 30, and Tulsa has 28. Grizzlies do own the tiebreaker against Tulsa, and so all they need to do is end up with the same amount of standings points, if not more points, than Tulsa in the regular season, and they'll be postseason bound. Right now in the first intermission, Tulsa leads Allen 2-1. Now, if you get overtime in the equation, if the Grizzlies pick up a standing point again for the third straight game, then obviously things could get decided as early as tomorrow. There is one scenario where the Grizzlies could come away with a playoff berth after tonight's game, and that is if they win and Tulsa loses in regulation. So a lot of fun. Obviously, it's game 72 of the regular season. And for the Grizzlies, they've got a lot to play for. In fact, they just about have everything to play for this evening. Who's been hot for the Grizz as of late? Well, you got to look to Kyle Mayhew as a point in 10 of his last 11 games. His University of Denver teammate, Brett Stapley, leads Utah with 47 assists. He also leads the club With 71 points this season, he ranks tied for 11th in both categories. Brandon Cutler's got a point in 11 of his last 13 games. In fact, he has 5 goals in his last 5 games, and he's certainly been tough on the Steelheads this season, as he has 15 points in 13 games, 8 goals and 7 assists against the Steelheads this season. And Brett Stapley and Kyle Mayhew, they're my co-picks for the players of the game, as they should be on cloud 9. Remember, 2 years ago, they played at the University of Denver, and they were part of a national championship team. Well, it looks like the Denver Pioneers, once again, are national champions, as they put together an amazing performance by goaltender Matt Davis. And it looks like Denver University comes away with their 10th men's national championship, as the Pioneers get a 2-0 victory over Boston College in the final game of the Frozen Four. So congratulations to the Denver Pioneers. Last year's Grizzlies leading scorer, Cameron Wright, was also a member of that 2022 University of Denver national championship team. And Wright ended up having a pretty good year in the AHL with Bakersfield. So congratulations to the Denver Pioneers. And as a result, I got to imagine Kyle Mayhew and Brett Stapley are going to put together a good performance for the Grizzlies tonight. Watch out for Josh Wesley, the Grizzlies captain. He's got 18 goals this season, which leads all league blue liners. He also has 8 power play goals. And I got a feeling Josh Wesley's due for a big goal for the Grizzlies here tonight. The formula is pretty simple for the Grizzlies. They got off to a fast start in last night's game, leading 2-1 after 1 period and 3-1 after 2. If the Grizzlies can find a way to put together a good 60-minute effort, I got a feeling they're going to come away with some standings points and either clinch a playoff spot or at least put themselves in the running to where tomorrow they could clinch a playoff spot based on what happens in the Allen and Tulsa affair. Well, we do know there's going to be 3 forwards that are going to be in the lineup once again tonight, and that's Brandon Cutler, Mick Messner, and Tyler Penner. All 3 of those players will have appeared in all 72 games this season. Now, it makes you wonder, when was the last time the Grizzlies had at least 3 players who have appeared in every game this year? Well, that was the first year that the Grizzlies were in this league. The 2005-06 season, Garrett Cameron, Brad Haroff, and Chad Starling each played in all 672 regular season games. That year, current Grizzlies head coach Ryan Kanaswich was named second team All-ECHL. Another thing to watch out for, we had mentioned Brandon Cutler and how outstanding he has been. He's up to 36 goals this season, which ranks tied for 4th in the Grizzlies single-season goal category. Current Grizzlies head coach Ryan Kanaswich is record holder with 48 goals this season. And that came in the 2009-2010 season, which arguably is the best single season that any Grizzlies players ever had. Kanaswich, he mentioned that year where 3 players appeared in all 72 games. Well, Kanaswich that year was acquired in a trade with the Reading Royals at the start of the campaign, and he ended up with 39 goals in the 2005-06 season. That year, he was named second team All-League. And then Kip Miller, back in the IHL era, had 38 goals in the 1997-98 season. Cutler, with the 36 goals, joins a tie for 4th place with Mark Lawrence, Brett Levers, and John Purvis. All 3 of those players scored 36 goals in the IHL era back in the glory days of the 1990s. It's going to be a ton of fun here tonight. Watch out for Mick Messner. He's one of the Grizzlies Ironmen this season. He is tied for the league lead among rookies with 3 shorthanded goals. It's going to be a ton of fun here tonight as the hockey renaissance in the Salt Lake Valley continues. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about pro hockey in the Salt Lake Valley. We'll get to that during the intermissions. We'll also go over some ECHL and NHL scores. And also keep an eye on that Tulsa and Allen game. And that's certainly a big one, as after all, what can happen tonight, directly impacts the Grizzlies' playoff race. If the Grizzlies win tonight and Tulsa loses in regulation, Grizzlies clinch a playoff spot. There's also a scenario where if Tulsa wins and the Grizzlies lose and don't pick up any standings points, the Grizzlies could be eliminated tonight. And there's also those few possibilities where we just kick the can to tomorrow to find out if the Grizzlies make the playoffs. Either way, it's going to be a ton of fun here tonight. It's game 72 of the regular season. And the Grizzlies, they play like they did on a couple of occasions on Saturday nights. Grizzlies can come away with 2 standings points here in Idaho. They've won 2 games against Idaho in this building this season. The Idaho Steelheads are going up with their team awards this season, which they do at the end of every regular season, as Idaho head coach Everett Sheen waves to the crowd. And when we come back, we'll talk about the Idaho Steelheads award winners, and we'll also give you the starting lineups for both teams. We're in business on a Saturday night, and you're listening to the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice. More amazing food. More value. So get more. And get it today. Black Bear Diner.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. Last night, Vinny Duplessis made his professional debut. He'll be in net once again for the Grizzlies tonight. Evan Friesen, who signed an ATO 2 days ago, he'll make his professional debut as he's currently on an amateur tryout. He is player number 51 to appear in a game for the Grizzlies this season. He's one of 11 forwards for Ryan Kanasowicz's crew here tonight. They're going over the Idaho Steelheads team awards. Keaton Mastrodonato is named the Idaho Rookie of the Year. He had 24 goals and 17 assists in 47 games, and obviously that total could increase with some points here this evening. Let's go over the lineups for both teams. First, for the visiting Utah Grizzlies, who have a record of 31, 35, and 5 this season. They have 67 standings points, and they're currently tied for 4th in the Mountain Division with the Tulsa Oilers. Grizzlies started the regular season 0-11 on the road. Since then, they've held their own. They've got a record overall of 10, 23, and 2 away from the friendly confines at Maverick Center. Starting in net is Vinny Duplessis, the Quinnipiac product. Before that, spent 3 seasons at Boston University. Duplessis saved 29 of 33 in last night's 4-3 overtime loss. Duplessis really had an outstanding college year at Quinnipiac, where in 30 games, he had a record of 21, 7, and 2 with a 2.02 goals against average and 9.14 save percentage. Will Cranley's the backup goaltender tonight. Starting defensive pairing, Gianni Fairbrother, who scored his first goal in a Grizzlies uniform late in the first period. He'll be paired up with the 6-year pro Keone Teixeira, who has 1 goal and 11 assists in 46 games. Teixeira has 12 penalty minutes. He's listed at 6 feet and 210 pounds. The other defensemen we're expected to see tonight for the Grizzlies include Connor Mayer, who has 1 goal and 2 assists in 4 games. Mayer had 1 assist last night. He will be paired up with Quinn Wickers, the big 6'4", 215-pound defenseman, who has 2 goals and 14 assists in 54 games. Kyle Mayhew and Josh Wesley have been one of the best offensive defensive pairings in the league. Mayhew leads all league rookies, a rookie defenseman, in points with 57, 15 goals and 42 assists. Watch out for him on Utah's power play. He has 23 power play points, 4 goals and 19 assists. Josh Wesley leads all league defensemen with 18 goals this season. The big 6'3", 201-pound defenseman has played in over 300 professional games. Wesley is the Grizzlies captain. His father, Glenn Wesley, is a 20-year NHL vet. Glenn Wesley was a 1989 NHL All-Star and a 2006 Stanley Cup champion. So the defensemen, once again, Fairbrother and Teixeira get the start. We will also see Mayhew and Wesley, as well as Wickers and Connor Mayer. The forwards for the Grizzlies, they'll start out with Luke Manning, who had 1 assist last night. He got the assist on Cutler's first goal of the game. Manning has 2 goals and 6 assists in 13 games, and he's celebrating a birthday today, as Luke Manning was born, I think, 25 years ago to this date. As Luke Manning turns 25 today, the native of Stillwater, Minnesota. He'll be wearing number 8 for the Grizzlies tonight. Cole Gallant, who's third on the team with 35 assists. He'll be in there in the starting lineup wearing number 25. And Alex Bocage has got an outstanding work ethic. Bocage has had some success against Idaho this year. He's in the last of a 3-year NHL entry-level deal. The former third-round pick will be wearing number 26 for the Grizzlies. He has 11 goals and 14 assists in 28 games. The starting forwards again are the birthday boy, Luke Manning, as well as Cole Gallant and Alex Bocage. The other forwards we're expected to see include Brandon Cutler. He'll be in there with 36 goals this season. He has 5 goals in his last 5 games. Nathan Burke will be in there. He has 18 goals this season. Evan Friesen making his professional debut. He is 5'11" and 182 pounds. He has played in the WHL over the last 3 seasons. And so watch out for Evan Friesen, who looks to be an impressive skater, 5'11" and 182 pounds. This season with the Wenatchee Wild, in 60 games, had 25 goals and 25 assists, 52 points. And before that, spent 2 seasons with the Winnipeg Ice of the WHL. So Evan Friesen will be the 51st player to appear in a game for the Grizzlies this season. Grizzlies Ironman Tyler Penner will be in there. He had 1 assist in last night's game. He'll be wearing number 25. Aaron Aragon's also in the Grizzlies lineup, as well as Adam Berg. Brett Stapley has to be on cloud 9 after his Denver University Pioneers won the Frozen Four. Scratches for the Grizzlies include Cody Corbett, Cade Jensen, Michael Underwood, as well as Dylan Fitz, Jacob Semick, Jordan Stone, as well as Liam Dennison, Cody Cron, Robbie Stucker, and Blake Wells. Starting in net for the Idaho Steelheads is Jake Kiley, who's got a record of 9-5 this season. He is 2-1 against Utah this year. He is 6'2" and 201 pounds. Starting defensive pairing for Idaho is Patrick Kubla, who was named first team All-League earlier this week, and Joe Gattenby. The forwards are Lyndon McCallum, Dimitrios Koumatsis, and Willie Narum. Back after this on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 40 new Kia Sportage models and save up to $2,500 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice, more amazing food, more value. From huge breakfasts to delicious lunches and hearty dinners, Black Bear Diner has more for you. So get more when you want it, the way you want it, and get it today.
Good old-fashioned family food, Black Bear Diner. Black Bear Diner.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. Shop over 50 new Kia Sorrentos with savings up to $4,500 off at Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. It's a great night for hockey. It's too big, and that's capital B-I-G. Big standings points on the line for the Grizzlies. It's game 72 of the regular season. As the Grizzlies' playoff lives could be on the line tonight. There's a lot of different scenarios still in play as Grizzlies and Steelheads meet in game 72. Tulsa and Allen are meeting tonight in game 71 of 72. Those teams will meet in Tulsa tomorrow night or tomorrow at late afternoon. Tulsa has a 2-1 lead over Allen, and that game is early second period. That game is played at Credit Union of Texas Event Center. Got an interesting goaltending matchup tonight. Jake Kiley is making his 15th appearance this season. He's got a record of 9-5. For the Grizzlies, Vinny Duplessis was outstanding in net, stopping 29 of 33. Referee tonight is Trevor Wolford. The linesmen are Eric Landquist and Craig Peterson. Grizzlies are in a white jersey with black numbers and professional green trim. Cole Gallant will take the draw with Bocage to his right. Luke Manning, who's celebrating his 25th birthday, to the left wing. Up top is Teixeira and Fairbrother. Idaho wins the draw. They skate from right to left in the first period. Cutler in a black jersey with white numbers and a little bit of silver or gray on the shoulders. Up head to center ice. It bounced off a McCallum stick. Manning in the area. Grizzlies ice the puck, and we get our first whistle 15 seconds into the game. Everybody make your pick for the Optum first goal of the game. Who's going to score first for Utah tonight? The Grizz have scored first in 2 straight games. I'm going to go with Luke Manning on his 25th birthday. He's on the ice right now with Bocage and Gallant. Everybody make your pick because Deuce scoring first for Utah tonight. Willie Narum will take the draw as he stares down Cole Gallant. Gallant, the Western Michigan product's been outstanding in his first full season as a pro. Utah wins the draw. Fairbrother pitches out to center ice. Cut led to Kumansis, who was a scratch last night. The Arizona State product out to the left wing. McCallum has a tap off of Teixeira's stick as they battle. Now Bocage carries it across center ice. Right wing will dump it in as he got pushed along the boards by Kumansis. As Cudlip, far side, gets back checked. Taking the puck away is Bocage over to Cutler. He loses the puck as Idaho brushes ahead. Narum crosses center ice. Grizzlies back defensively. Narum will loft it into the far corner as it rolls towards the near side. Wesley in the area, so is Mayhew. Wesley, the Grizzlies captain, over to Cutler in the near side. Cutler 5 goals in his last 5 games because it has a poke back towards Wesley. Grizzlies moving out to center ice where Idaho resets at their blue line. Nick Canati, who earlier today was named the unsung hero of the year for Idaho, dance around. He's got good speed. He crosses neutral ice, steps over the line, and loses the puck as he was entering into the Grizzlies zone. Wesley off the far boards for Cutler, who lifts it high into the air as the puck hippity hops onto Stapley on the line. Over to Mayhew, back towards Stapley, but Mayhew didn't get much on it. Idaho ice it out. Wickers picks it up near circle of the Grizzlies zone. Utah skating from left to right as Wickers now in the far circle. He'll push it across to Connor Mayer, the Colorado College product. He's playing his 5th game as a pro. Over to Wickers, who outlets at the left wing at center ice for Cutler, who dumps it in. Kiley behind his net, pushes to the far corner for Canati, who backhands it to Rassel, who has 32 goals in 42 games. Jake Murray over to Masher Donato, back to Canati, blue line to blue line pass, tapped off of Rassel, sticking in deep. As Rassel's at the end of his shift, he'll skate towards the bench. As Mayer moves out to center ice for Burke. It taps off the stick of Roman Radzinski, and it goes out of play off the protective netting deep in the Steelhead zone as we get a whistle with 18:03 left in the first. No shots in the first 2 minutes, although quite a bit of action, a lot of long-range passes. Both teams know the importance of getting off to a fast start. Tyler Penner's on the ice with Nathan Burke and Adam Berg, and with that, Tyler Penner becomes pretty much the ultimate Ironman in Grizzlies history. 3rd straight season where he's appeared in all 72 regular season games. Penner wins the draw into Fairbrother over to Adam Berg, who danced around. Berg, the former Cincinnati Cyclone, gets neutral ice. He gets around Masher Donato, crosses center, push ahead to Fairbrother, who dumps it into the near corner. Fairbrother centers it out to Berg. Pass goes wide. Berg with a shot saved by Kiley. Utah tried to push it back to Berg. It goes wide back to the right point. Penner spins along the wall. Berg on the far side gets challenged by Radzinski. As over there is Will Merchant. Berg over there for Utah as well. 2-on-2 scrum as Berg holds his ground. Berg in the area as Berg gets pushed along the far glass. He'll feed it up top. Fairbrother left side, lefty shot. Saved by Kiley. And he holds on. Boy, Fairbrother sporting an A on his jersey in the front near the left shoulder. Well, he's got a lot of velocity on that lefty shot. It's Fairbrother, the former 3rd-round pick of the Montreal Canadiens. He can really play. But if he can stay healthy, he's going to be a pretty good pro. Kiley kind of bobbled it for a second before holding on as the Grizzlies have taken the first two shots tonight. With 17:23 left in the first. Draws in the far circle of the Steelhead zone. Taken and won by Utah. And that was Evan Friesen winning the faceoff in his first professional shift. The WHL product, 19 years old. Aaron Aragon gets pushed along the near boards. Cutler across to Mayhew, left wing. Lefty shot. Glove saved by Kiley. And he holds on with 17:08 left in the first. So Kyle Mayhew is tied for 2nd among all league defensemen with 15 goals fired away from the left wing as the Grizzlies have taken the first 3 shots on Jake Kiley tonight. Now we're just getting underway. Crowd still filing in here, so grab some chips and dip and a beverage of your choice and enjoy a little bit of Saturday with us. Draw one by the Grizzlies. Aragon will tap it off an Idaho stick. It goes to Cutler, who skates around his net. They'll get it across as Millamont couldn't get it. Connor Millamont's father is a Steelheads legend. In fact, they got a suite in the hotel named after him. As Wesley over in the near side near the Utah blue line ahead, looking for Aragon. Pass goes incomplete. As Idaho nudges ahead towards Jade Miller. He didn't get a piece of it. And icing is on Idaho as Joe Gattenby, in his 2nd game against the Grizzlies, is a member of the Steelheads, trying to get it to Miller, but the pass went incomplete. It's Joe Gattenby's 4th different ECHL team that he's played on. He was a member of the Newfoundland Growlers when they were terminated a couple weeks ago. Cole Gallant will take the draw against Jade Miller. Gallant, maybe the fastest of all the Grizzly skaters. As he crouches down low, Idaho wins the draw. Kudla, first team all-league. He was the Idaho Defenseman of the Year as announced before the game. Gets to McCollum at center ice. Messner battles. Millamont pushes Messner off the puck as it goes back towards Jake Murray, who will tattoo it off the far boards. Kamatsis crosses center ice. It's batted by Wickers. And no hand pass called as Bocage rings it off the near boards to Gallant, who crosses center ice. And he tried to dump it in. It didn't get very far as Jake Murray skates north-south. Now he feeds it to Kumatsis in the right wing. He'll bank it off the far boards. Chasing after his last night's hero, Curry. He gets there before Mayer. Puck along the near boards. Idaho blows a tire in the near point. Action in the Grizzlies zone. As Kumatsis feeds it across the far corner. Mayer runs it down. He's behind Duplessis' net. Mayer tattoos it off the near boards for Gallant, who tried to shovel it out and couldn't. Murray over to Kumatsis near boards. He'll feed it back up top to Murray in the left point. He'll get it across to Kanadi. Right side shots blocked by Wickers. Kamatsis gets it in the far corner. He feathers out front to Curry, and it taps off the stick and flies out of play off the protective netting as we get a whistle with 15:43 left in the first. A lot of good action here, and if you're a Grizzlies fan, you have to like that the Grizzlies seem to be the aggressors here early on. They've taken the first 3 shots. Idaho trying to settle things down. The Grizzlies, as they did last night, seem to have come out firing on all missiles. Or all cylinders, I'm not sure. Get those terms mixed up. Stapley wins the draw. He wins it. Fairbrother, far corner, skies it high into the air as it helicopters towards Register. And on a hand pass, as Register banded it towards Nearham. The whistle blows, but 15:36 left in the first. Idaho this season at home has a record of 23-9-2-1. They've been pretty good on the road over the last 2 seasons. They went 24-11-0-1 away from Idaho Central Arena. Draw's going to be a new try. Steelheads territory, far dot, as A.J. White takes the face-off against Brett Stapley. Before the game, A.J. White was named Idaho Steelheads team MVP. He has 27 goals and 39 assists in 70 games. Draw one by Idaho, as they'll feed it to White. He's still in the Steelhead zone over to Register near side. Register across to Radzinski, who didn't play last night. Ahead to Nearham. It taps off his stick. Puck goes towards Duplessis, and it's cut off by Fairbrother, who feeds out to the near point. Register cuts it off. Stapley will nudge it out towards Cutler as the puck goes towards Manning, who gets brushed at center ice along the boards by Merchant. Puck goes to Register in front of Kiley as Register skates around his net. Register over towards Merchant near side as Merchant gets shadowed by Stapley. Now Merchant over to Radzinski, who advances it to center ice for Rassel. He'll tap it in. Register chases after it, far corner, brushed around Utah's net. Merchant back towards Register, who couldn't handle it in the far corner. Stapley backhands it out to center ice. Taken back by Gattenby, wearing number 44 over to Register. Gets cut off by Manning. Rassel takes the puck, gets to the center red line. And he flips it out of play. As hopefully that didn't hit a fan. As over in the far concourse, they might have hit a fan over in the concourse as they get on 2 knees. Hopefully they're okay. 14:42 left in the first. Still no score. Idaho's yet to take a shot this season. The Steelheads average 35.9 shots per game. Grizzlies are doing a good job being the aggressors here early on. Draws at center ice. Penner wins it against Ty Pelton-Bice, who has 25 goals this season, or 18 goals, 43 assists. Wesley gets to center ice, right wing. He'll drag it around the boards as Gattenby, far corner, brushes ahead. Penner behind the net. Gets it towards Berg, who taps it up top. Left point, Wesley towards Berg, who couldn't handle it. Berg behind the net. Gets cut off by Kudla as Bice battles with Penner. Penner sporting an A on his sweater as Penner and Bice looking for the puck. Masha Donato as Burke takes it away from him. Burke gets pushed in the near corner. Gets it to Penner. Penner around the wall to the left point as Wesley backhands it back in deep. Penner had a stick lifted by Bice as Kudla feeds out to center ice. Puck up at the opposite to Mayhew, who taps it ahead to Burke across center ice. He gets pushed in the back and taken off the puck by Millamont. Idaho across the center ice. Gattenby dumps it in, but it bounced off of Penner onto Duplessis, who keeps the play alive as he pushed it to his left to Wesley. Now Mayhew behind Utah's net as we have 13:40 and counting left in the first. Still no score early on. As up ahead to Aragon at center ice, he'll sky it in. Kanadi gets there before Aragon. Both guys have good speed. Kanadi races to neutral ice. He crosses center down the middle. Now he steps over the line, splits the defense, and skates towards the near corner. Two Grizzlies chasing after him. Kanadi feeds it back towards the corner for our Curry as Mayer goes down. Our Curry feeds it up top to Kanadi. Now across to Jake Murray. It's third difference, still had to wear number 21 this year. Up top as McCallum over to Kanadi. Our Curry over to Miller. One-timer goes wide as Wicker's got a stick in the way. Manning around Utah's net towards the far side. He's got good speed, the St. Thomas product. He right wings it towards Friesen. Friesen wearing number 23. As puck ends up poking back to center ice. Bocage left wings out to Fairbrother, steps over the line. Fairbrother brushed it off the backboards. Radzinski will spin it to the near side. Rassel gets spun by Messner. Gallant, right point shot, is sticked away by Kiley. Grizzlies in the attack zone in deep as Fairbrother from behind the net feeds it out front. It's taken away by Rassel. Rassel, 32 goals this season, crosses center ice. He'll skate in left wing. Rassel now to the near goal line. Lefty shot, kick saved by Duplessis as Bocage gets the rebound. He'll nudge it ahead to Gallant. 2-on-2. Gallant over the line, trying to get to Messner. Pass behind him as it rolls towards the far wing. And it's poked by Radzinski back to the Utah line. Mayhew moves it across to Wesley, who advances it to Gallant. Back to Bocage, right wing. He gets around Rassel. Bocage near circle. Righty shot. Lifts off his stick and goes out of play with 12:09 left in the first. No score. Grizzlies have outshot the Steelheads 4-1. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 30 new Kia Seltos models and save up to $2,000 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
No score here from Idaho Central Arena. 12:09 left in the first. Allen scored 2 goals in a 24-second stretch to turn a 2-1 Tulsa lead into a 3-2 Allen advantage. That game halfway through the second period. Brett Staple will take the draw near circle. Offense's own face-off for the Grizzlies. Kumatsis will take the draw for Idaho as linesman drops the puck. And the other linesman says we'll do it over again. Craig Peterson's dropping the puck. Stapley will crouch down. Stapley, barring an outstanding night for Brandon Cutler, is going to come away with the Grizzlies scoring title this season with 71 points. He wins the draw to Wesley. Over to Cutler, who feeds it to the middle for Stapley. Stapley, righty shot, bounced off the skate and goes wide towards the far corner. Idaho deals it out to Rassel. Rassel enters the zone, but overskates the puck. Stapley poked it. Kumatsis trailing, gets the puck. He skates around Utah's net towards the near side. He gets up top to Register. Left point, lefty shot. Glove saved by Duplessis as Register fired a low liner. Duplessis gathered it about ankle high and holds on. 11:47 left in the first. It's really been a good season for the Grizzlies when they've scored first. They are 23-5-4 and scoring first this season. Penner will take the draw against Kumatsis, and it's won by both teams kind of battling for position. Wickers gets it and fires it towards the near corner. Mayer around Utah's net as Mayer feeds it ahead to Penner. It gets to Neutrice. 2-on-4. He'll dump it in from center ice. Kiley cuts it off behind his net. Kiley will move it off the near boards. Gathered by Burke, who backhands it towards Berg. He gets pushed by Register behind Idaho's net. Berg trying to locate it. It goes to the Steelheads. Is near him. We'll tap it off of Burke. Now the puck will wobble on its side towards the Grizzlies zone near corner. Run down by Mayer, no icing as Mayer stops behind Duplessis' net. As Connor Mayer surveys things, 11-10 and counting left in the first, still no score. They'll push it out to center ice as Mayer as Penner had a tough time handling it. Now Burke gets it near side near the Grizzlies bench. He'll get it over to Wickers. He's down the middle and he'll veer off to the far side as Wickers dangles with the puck. Now he gets to Berg at Neutrice. Berg left wing crosses center and dumps it in. As Aragon chasing after, he gets there about the same time as Kudla. As Kudla brushes ahead towards Gattenby, who one-hands it as Merchant throws it into Grizzlies territory. It's gathered by Texture at the Utah line. Over to Stapley far boards. He'll skipping out to center ice. That's a big-time hit delivered by Friesen. Now left wing, Aragon, toe drag. Cudla pokes it away. Friesen, far boards, skates towards the left point, and he'll drop it for Teixeira. Left point, lefty shot is bounced away by a skate. Fairbrother, right corner, feeds it up top, and Idaho anticipated as Gatton will loft it across. Bice chasing after it. Teixeira gets there first. He'll tattoo it off the far boards. Stapley far side re-enters, and he'll skip it in off the back boards. Murray runs it down. The big 6'3 defenseman who spent 19 games in the AHL this season. Over to Kanati right wing. He'll feed it towards Bice. It's taken away by Mayhew. 2-on-2 into the offensive zone. Mayhew centers it towards Bocage. Is picked off. Now back to Mayhew. Lefty shot is blocked by Murray's stick. Puck in the far corner. Murray gets hit by Bocage in a good shoulder check. Idaho across the center ice. 3-on-2 if they want it. Bice over the line, trying to curl it towards Mastro Donato. Wesley moves it back the other side. 2-on-2. Grizzlies over the line. Mastro to Bocage. Right wing. Righty shot goes wide as he missed glove side on Kylie. Mayhew feeds to the far circle. Idaho gets it. Radzinski will tap it off the far glass. Goes all the way down to Utah's zone for an icing call with 9:30 left in the first. So no score. Both goaltenders have looked sharp so far. Grizzlies with 5 shots. Idaho yet has only taken 2. As Everett Sheen, the Idaho coach, looks a little bit puzzled here as both teams will change up skaters. Stapley will take the drives out there with Cutler and Manning. Mayhew and Wesley, the defensive pairing. Stapley crouches down low. Second-year pro out of the University of Denver, who just won the Frozen Four not that long ago. Cutler over to Wesley, maybe about a half hour, 45 minutes ago. DU1. As Wesley right point, shot is blocked. Cutler keeps it in. He'll feed it to the near corner. Manning on his birthday over to Stapley. Right side. Stapley gets pushed by Murray, but he gets up top to Wesley. Now across to Mayhew. Left side, lefty shot. And saved by Kylie as he absorbed it around the Steelheads logo in the front of the jersey. 9:09 left in the first. We haven't had a power play on either side. Grizzlies up to 6 shots to Idaho's 2. No score here 11 minutes in on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. Shop over 50 new Kia Sorrentos with savings up to $4,500 off at Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice. More amazing food. More value. So get more. And get it today.
Black Bear Diner.
9:09 left in the first period. No score. Grizzlies have outshot the Steelheads 6-2 in this game 72 of the regular season. For the Grizz, Mayhew already has 2 shots. Fairbrother, Stapley, Burke, and Gallant, each with 1 shot for Idaho. And Matt Register and Mark Rassel have Idaho's shots. Draws in the far circle of the Steelhead zone as Mayhew fired away from the left point before he went to the timeout. Stapley will take the draw for Utah. He's taking a ton of faceoffs, and he's going to play a lot of minutes here tonight. Jade Miller will take the draw for Idaho. Miller scored the first goal for the Steelheads this season. Came in the opener against Allen. As draw won by Idaho, they'll push it out to center ice. Kumatsi's cross the center. Now he skates down the middle, veers off to the right as he steps over the line. He'll drop it out for Radzinski, who gets it poked away by Manning, who gathers the puck. He'll loft it ahead to Stapley. Stapley over the line. Gets cut off by Register. Now Stapley in the far corner. Register continues to hack away at him. Manning gets the puck. He'll feed it to Cutler in the left point. Cutler moves it back to the corner, looking for Stapley. Register occupied him. Register will drag it out to neutral ice. Left wing, he'll cross center, and he'll whip it around the boards. Cut off by Duplessis, who has a glance off his stick. McCollum over to the far circle. Kumatsis around the net. He's at the near goal line. Now he gets it to Kudla, who tries to locate it. Now Kudla fires towards the net. It's blocked away by McCallum's skate. As Miller behind Utah's net. Manning pushes to the far circle. Miller over towards the slot. Gatton with a shot, and it goes just wide as he missed glove side on Duplessis. Gatton near point, gets double teamed as Cutler holds him. Manning will loft it out to center ice. The puck skips like a spinning top. Now Idaho back at their blue line, skating from right to left. White crosses center ice. Loses as he was entering the attack zone. Grizzlies push it back into the Steelhead zone. Idaho will move it out to center ice. It's tapped by Utah. Fairbrother left wings it towards Penner. But entering the zone before the puck was Berg, as offside is called with 7:50 left in the first. So draw will be at neutral ice. A ton of fun action by the Grizzlies in the regular season. Ryan Kanaswich, Grizzlies head coach, is up to 108 victories as he is completing his third season behind the Grizzlies bench. Kanaswich, the only two-time all-league performer for the Grizzlies in the ECHL era. Idaho wins the draw. Mark Rassel at neutral ice crosses center. He'll step over the line. He'll get to White, this year's team MVP for Idaho. He'll take a shot that's blocked by Penner's stick. Out to center ice. Burke couldn't reach it. As Arcuri left wings it towards White, who pushes to the near corner and chases after it. White gets it and gets it to Rassel. Back from one corner to the other. White skates over there. He gets the puck. He gets up top. Burke nudges it out to center ice. As Idaho will bouncing off the far boards. Goes over to Fairbrother for Utah. Fairbrother pushes his left for Teixeira across the center ice, and he'll move it in. As puck goes towards the near corner, Penner gets double teamed as Murray holds his ground. Now he gets to Kanadi. It rolls it back to Rassel along the near boards. So he'll shovel it out to center ice. Puck goes to White. As White crosses center ice, he gets double teamed. Now 1-on-4. He's over the line. Near circle, lefty shot, and his stick breaks. He'll get a new stick from Chris Bestel, the equipment manager. Cutler across the center ice. So moving in as the puck glides on its side to Kiley, who covers up at the near goal line and stops play with 6:49 left in the first. A lot of forwards had outstanding years for the Grizzlies. Gallant, Messner, and Bocage have been solid performers for the Grizzlies. Bocage really has been a key contributor since he came over from the AHL's Colorado Eagles in midseason. Gallant crouches down low, take the draw against Ty Pelton Bice. Bice goes 6'2" and 195 pounds. Utah wins the draw. Right side, Messner skates towards his left, fires towards the net wide. Now it chips back to Messner, pushes to Wesley. Right point, righty shot goes wide. As Utah trying to kick it out in front, and it's poked away by Kiley. Now the Steelheads will drag it out to neutral ice. Merchant crosses center ice, will dump it in. Masho Donato, the Steelheads Rookie of the Year, gets it towards Merchant, feeds up top to Register, left point. He loses it. Gallant racing after it. He gets behind Register. Gallant over the line, try to center. It's poked off by Radzinski. Bocage around Idaho's net, feeds it to the far corner. Register gathers it. Get it to Masho Donato. Over to Radzinski. Right wing pass. Bice couldn't handle it. As Connor Mayer skates in front of Duplessis. Now feed it to the left side off the boards for Stapley. Stapley over the line. Bocage in the area. Stapley hands it to Bocage. He's in the left point. They'll get it up top to Wickers. Puck exits the zone. Wickers dumps it back in. Grizzlies fit in the line change, and Idaho will reshuffle the deck personnel-wise with 5:50 and counting left in the first. Still no score. Grizzlies have 6 shots, and Idaho's taken 2. Register behind his net, kind of like a leisurely Saturday evening. Register moves to the far side. Now blue line pass goes tape to Milamok, who dumps it in. As Kamatzi's chasing after it, he's got good speed. He's in the far corner. He'll feed up top to Gattenby over to Kubla. High slot, lefty shot goes wide as it ricochets off the end glass. Wickers over to Mayer. Mayer battles. He gets the puck from Gattenby as Mayer across the center ice. He's got good speed. He gets around near him. Mayer gets tripped up, and that's going to be a penalty. Kubla touches up as the Grizzlies are going to get the first power play of the night. All set up by the playmaking and speed of Connor Mayer. Willie Narum goes to the penalty box. 2 minutes for tripping with 5:15 left in the first. We'll come back and have the Grizzlies power plays. There's still no score late in the first period. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 40 new Kia Sportage models and save up to $2,500 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
Willie Narum gets 2 minutes for tripping. Utah goes in the power play for the first time tonight this season against Idaho. The Grizz are 12 for 47 on the power play, just about 25%. Idaho's penalty kill this season is an even 79%. On the year, the Grizzlies' power play is 20.3% this season. Cutler will take the draw. He's out there with Messner and Bocage. Up top's University of Denver connection, Kyle Mayhew and Brett Stapley. As Messner takes over Dylan Fitz' spot in this power play unit, as Fitz is a scratch tonight. Idaho around the board. Stapley cuts it off right point. He gets to Bocage, who nudges to Cutler in the near corner. Cutler's got 10 power play goals this season. Over to Stapley, back to Cutler. He's in the right point. Over to Stapley near circle. Stapley over to Cutler. Up top to Mayhew. He's in the high slot. Mayhew, 19 power play assists. Fires towards the net. Deflects off a stick and goes out of play with 4:53 left in the first. We're 23 seconds into the power play. 4:53 and counting left in the first. Utah officially is listed with 6 shots, and Idaho's taken 2. Cutler's been outstanding for Utah this season. He'll take the draw. It's won by Idaho this time. It's Marchant, 1-on-3, gets the stick held up by Bocage. Bocage at center ice gets to Cutler. Grizzlies reset as they feed it to Mayhew in the Grizzlies zone. Mayhew left wing. Stops at the Utah line. Drops for Cutler. Now Cutler at new tries. Right wings it towards Bocage. He gets to Stapley over the line. Back to Bocage in the near corner. He'll wrap it around the boards for Messner. Messner, the Merrimack product. As a tap away by Cudla, and getting its Gattenbean lifted over Mayhew's head and all the way deep into the Grizzlies zone. Still has to make a line change. Grizzlies reshuffle the deck as well, as Mayhew will be the last to leave as he'll get to new tries. Now drop it for Manning. Oh, skating over is McCallum. Took the puck away. McCallum right wing will take a shot and it goes wide as he was down the middle. Took a righty shot and missed the net. As McCallum had a golden opportunity shorthanded. Both teams have 5 shorthanded goals this season. Gallant, right wing, drags the new try, so push it across to Manning, across the center. Manning tried to deal it towards Wesley. It's poked away by Idaho as Register clears it into the Grizzlies zone. As Fairbrother sprints after, they'll skate around Utah's net as we have 30 seconds left in the power play. Fairbrother gets a new try, so cross center. He'll push it back as Idaho's really anticipating that pass back towards the Utah line well. Manning over the line, right side gets towards Burke, who button hooks. Now he feeds in the high slot for Gallant, who shuffles towards his left. Now Gallant over to Wesley, who's got 8 power play goals this season. Over to Gallant, back to Fairbrother. Soft pass is poked away by Masher Donato. Masher Donato along the left wing. He's got a breakaway. Take a righty shot. What a glove save by Duplessis. As Masher Donato with a grade A chance. Duplessis about waist high snatched it. Displaying an agile and athletic glove. Boy, Duplessis, he's been alive, awake, and alert as Masher Donato raced to the near circle. And boy, that was a good shot by Masher Donato trying to get it right over the glove of Duplessis, but Duplessis was able to make a key save to keep it scoreless. 4 seconds left in the power play for the Grizzlies as Niram comes out of the box right now, but that's the play of the game on either side. Duplessis, big save, robbing Masher Donato. As puck hit the opposite to Cudley, he's at the Idaho line. They'll skeet towards the near circle deep in the Steelhead zone as Idaho spreads the ice. Cudley out to new tries, cross the center, will move it to his right as Masher Donato literally kicks it in. Wickers runs after it and gets the puck again towards Mayer behind Utah's net. Mayer back to Wickers, who skates towards the far side as he'll loft it to the left side for Berg. Berg skips to the right wing as it's cut off by Kumatsis near Mayer as Evan Friesen feeds it back towards Wickers. Long range pass to the left connects to Aragon, who dumps it in. Kylie behind his net will push it to Rassel along the near boards. Still in the Idaho zone. Rassel gets around Stapley. Now Rassel out to new tries. He'll dangle and get it to the right side. It taps off the far boards. Kumatsis runs it down far circle. Tried to center it out in front to Rassel. It kicks off the Fairbrother stick. As Cutler head towards Manning, who pushes to the far wing boards. Fairbrother couldn't get it. Idaho in Grizzlies territory. They step over the blue line. Rassel stops in the far point. Now he takes a lefty shot and misses wide. As Register left point gets it before Manning. Register over towards his right. Now he gets to the far goal line. One-timer goes wide by Rassel. He didn't get all of it. Left wing Radzinski shot kick saved by Duplessis. Now near goal line as Kumatsis gets pushed by Teixeira over to Radzinski to Rassel behind the net. Rassel towards the far side. Tried to push it out in front. It bounced off the stick. And the Grizzlies get it back as Cutler gets to center ice. He'll tattoo it off the far boards and chase after it. Stapley over to the corner. Gets pushed by our Curry. Now Cutler near corner. Feeds up top to Wesley. Wesley directs it towards the end boards. As Stapley couldn't reach it. It nudges towards the far corner. As Mayhew gets pushed in the back, he'll get it to Stapley. Over to Cutler, who goes on one knee and directs it back to Stapley, who button hooks it towards Mayhew. Over to Wesley. Now down the middle. Messner with a lefty shot that goes wide. Messner's got 15 goals this season. Cutler to Mayhew across to Wesley. Right side, righty shot gets redirected. Kylie makes the save. Rebound goes to Idaho. Kumatsi's trying to clear it out. Wesley keeps it in. High slot, righty shot is blocked away, and it goes out of play with 1:12 left in the first. Good shift by the Grizzlies, who really put the pressure on the Idaho defense. Boy, both goaltenders have been outstanding here tonight. Obviously, Duplessis made that key save while the Grizzlies were on the power play on the mashup Donato shot. And it looks like Kylie's been pretty good for Idaho. There was a redirection that he was able to locate, and Kylie looks like he's been sharp as well. Draw's going to be the near circle. Here late in the first period, still looking for the game's first goal. Idaho wins the draw. Kanadi will shovel it out to center ice. It's gloved and dropped by McCallum, who tried to dump it in, and he did. Duplessis behind his net gets it towards Wickers, who glides along the far side. Right point, Kanadi keeps it in. Kanadi dangles. Now he feeds to the far corner for Miller over to McCallum. Shot saved by Duplessis. Rebound goes to Utah. Gallant will race out to neutral ice. He'll toss off the far boards. Chasing after it's Mayer. He's got great speed. Mayer gets pushed and overskates the puck as Mayer goes down in the near corner, battling with Kanadi as Kanadi pushes Mayer in the back. As Idaho far side will nudge it out to center. Glanced off the Miller stick. As Utah gets it back to late offside, Idaho will retreat back to neutral ice. As Wickers will throw it off the near boards. It goes back towards White, who dumps it in. White, the Steelheads captain. Wickers gets it behind Utah's net. 23 seconds and counting left in the first. They'll get it to Mayer, who surveys. Now he feeds out to center ice. It bounced off of Gattenby's stick. Now Gattenby gets it. Far side, righty shot. Stick saved by Duplessis. Rebound goes to Mayer. 10 seconds left in the period. Mayhew will bounce off the boards as Berg over to the right side. Gets held up by Kudla. Now behind the net as Niram got hit with a high stick. Burke, right wing lefty shot goes wide, and that will do it for 20 minutes here at Idaho Central Arena. Utah had 9 shots. Idaho had 6. The biggest play on either side was Vinny Duplessis stopping a Keaton Mastrodonado breakaway from the left wing as Duplessis made an outstanding glove save. Still looking for the first goal of the game as we're scoreless after one with Utah out shooting Idaho 9-6. We'll come back and recap the first period and we'll also give you an update on the Tulsa and Allen game as there's big playoff implications. Grizzlies can still clinch a playoff spot tonight, but they can also be eliminated this evening, and it's possible that we may not know until Sunday whether the Grizzlies are playoff bound. We'll come back and recap the first 20 minutes on the other side. Once again, the score, well, there is none. We're scoreless after one on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
Schwab tires. I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Now we're still scoreless. First intermission here at Idaho Central Arena in the 72nd and final game of the regular season. I'm Tyson Whiting. The Grizzlies did have a 9-6 shot advantage through one period. Josh Wesley and Kyle Mayhew, as well as Nathan Burke, each had 2 shots. Brett Stapley, Cole Gallant, and Gianni Fairbrother each had 1 shot for the Grizz. For Idaho and their 6 shots, there wasn't a single player that had more than 1 in the first period. Mastrodonado had the most impactful shot and had the best look of any Steelhead in the first period. As late in Utah's power play, Mastrodonado along the left wing just raced to the near circle. He found himself a good scoring spot. Fired away, but Vinny Duplessis, the Utah goaltender, made an outstanding glove save to rob Mastrodonato and keep it a scoreless game. Mastrodonato is one of the better goal scorers in the league as he has 24 goals in 47 games coming into play tonight. There was only one penalty in the first period, as Willie Nurum got a tripping minor, 14:43 in, and it was late in that Utah power play where Mastrodonato had the breakaway along the left wing. So still no score. Obviously, if you're a Grizzlies fan, you are rooting for the Allen Americans tonight. As with Allen winning the series opener on Friday, they control third place in the Mountain Division with 68 standings points. Utah and Tulsa are tied for fourth with 67 points. And because Utah owns the tiebreaker against Tulsa, which is regulation wins, Utah has 25 and Tulsa has 23. A Grizzlies victory and a Tulsa regulation loss means that the Grizzlies will clinch a playoff spot, and that can happen tonight. And so Utah needs to win, and they need Tulsa to not get any standings points tonight. Well, there's no score here, and Allen, after two periods, leads 4-3. As Tulsa had a 2-1 lead after one period, and then Allen scored three unanswered in the second. That looks to be a very interesting game. Keyshawn Gervais got Tulsa on the board first. He scored 4:06 in. And then Allen tied it up at one as Chris Mallory scored 10:52 in. Tulsa took a 2-1 lead late in the first period as Kyle Krinkovic got his 19th of the year. Early in this, or maybe halfway through the second period, Kobe McCauley got his 25th of the year, 8:52 in. Liam Finley had one of the assists for Allen. And then 24 seconds later, Allen scored again to take a 3-2 lead as MacArthur got his 11th of the year. Crone and Orzek with the assists. Allen extended the lead to 4-2 as Hardy picked up his 15th of the year. Kiley got an assist. Towards the very end of the second period, Jared Hilderman scored for Tulsa's 9th of the year. Matsushima and McLaughlin with the assists. So after two periods, Allen leads Tulsa 4-3. Shots been pretty close to even. The difference in the game is Allen has a power play goal there, 1 for 3 on the man advantage, while Tulsa is 0 for 2. Huge game in the Mountain Division, and Grizzlies fans are rooting for Allen, and after two periods, they lead 4-3. Other games involving Mountain Division opponents. First intermission, Wichita and Rapid City are scoreless. Wichita, by losing the first two games of the series, are eliminated from playoff contention. Kansas City loses 7-4 on the road to Iowa, and that's a rare road loss for Kansas City. If I remember right, that's just their fourth road loss of the season in regulation. As Kansas City, with the loss, 7-4 to Iowa, their road record goes to 29-4-2-1. Iowa is in last place in the Central Division. So I wonder if Kansas City was resting some players, knowing that the playoffs are coming up here soon, and Kansas City will be the 1 seed in the Mountain Division. Other games in the league, Wheeling defeats Cincinnati 6-0. That game played in Cranberry, Pennsylvania at the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex, as they've had quite a bit of flooding in the Wheeling area, and so it was a home game for the Nailers, but it wasn't played at their normal arena, as they played in Cranberry, Pennsylvania, and the Nailers come away with a 6-0 shutout win over Cincinnati. Other action in the league, just about every other game's gone final. Toledo defeats Fort Wayne 3-1. Savannah shuts out Greenville 3-0. Orlando gets a 1-0 victory over Reading. South Carolina loses in a shootout 4-3 to Florida. And with that, it looks like Orlando, with the 86 standings points, gets the 4th seed in the South Division. And South Carolina, only coming away with 1 point, misses the playoffs. And a shootout turned out to be the deciding factor. As Florida wins 4-3 in a shootout. Florida will be the 3 seed in the South Division. Greenville right now is the 1 seed, although it looks like the 1 seed is still up for grabs in the South Division. But with Jacksonville losing 4-3 to Atlanta, Greenville, even though they lost 3-0, clinches. Well, there's still one more game left between Greenville and Jacksonville, so they still have to decide the 1 seed in the South Division. So a lot of drama in the league as Orlando comes away with a 1-0 victory. They clinch a playoff spot because South Carolina lost 4-3 in a shootout to the Florida Everblades. Trois-Rivières defeats Worcester 2-0. Adirondack gets a 4-3 win over Maine. Indy in overtime wins 3-2 against Kalamazoo. And that's the league scoreboard. There's a lot of interesting action across the league on this Saturday night. When we come back, we'll go over some NHL scores as well as some other happenings in the world of sports. Once again, here at Idaho Central Arena, first intermission, no score. We'll be skating 5-on-5 to start the second period here in about 10 minutes of real time. This is the Rio Tinto Kennecott Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice, more amazing food, more value, from huge breakfasts to delicious lunches and hearty dinners. Black Bear Diner has more for you. So get more when you want it, the way you want it, and get it today.
Good old-fashioned family food, Black Bear Diner. Black Bear Diner.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
First intermission here at Idaho Central Arena. No score between the Grizzlies and the Steelheads, and what pretty much is a must-win situation for the Grizzlies. Third round of the Masters today, moving day, and there was a lot of poor scores as the course was playing pretty tough. Scotty Scheffler shot 1 under today. He leads the tournament at 7 under. In second place, one shot back, is Colin Morikawa. In third place is Max Homa, who has a -5 score and a -1 for the day. That's the top three. Aberg is -4, and he's in fourth place. And Bryson DeChambeau shot 3 over today, and he is a -3 for the tournament. In the NHL, the Grizzlies NHL affiliate, the Colorado Avalanche, fell 7-0 to the Winnipeg Jets. Looks like Colorado and Winnipeg will be a first-round playoff matchup, as that should be an interesting series. Winnipeg's record is 50-24-6. The Avalanche are 49-25-6. Action's gone final in the NHL. Red Wings in overtime defeat Toronto 5-4 in a matchup of original 6 teams. Rangers in a shootout come away with a 3-2 victory over the New York Islanders. What's been a fierce rivalry this season. The Dallas Stars are the Idaho Steelheads NHL affiliate, and Dallas comes away with a 3-1 victory over the Seattle Kraken. Games in progress. Second intermission in a game played on national TV. Boston leads Pittsburgh 4-2. And after 2 periods, Nashville leads Columbus 6-2. Other finals in the league. In overtime, Florida defeats Buffalo 3-2. Flyers get a 1-0 shutout over New Jersey. Capitals defeat the Lightning 4-2. Games coming up later tonight. Vancouver is at Edmonton at 8:30. Anaheim is at the LA Kings, and also at 8:30, Minnesota is at San Jose. We're through one period here at Idaho Central Arena. The lights are out, and there's a lot of people home as we got a crowd of over 5,200 here at Idaho Central Arena. We'll come back and talk some hockey on the other side. We'll have second period action as there's no score here at Idaho Central Arena between the Grizzlies and the Steelheads in the 72nd and final game of the regular season. This has been the Rio Tinto Kennecott Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm. And our lights on. It's the power behind the team. And a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 30 new Kia Seltos models and save up to $2,000 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. There's been a lot of great performers for the Grizzlies. There's been a lot of performers, period. As Evan Friesen made his professional debut tonight, he signed an amateur tryout with the Grizzlies a couple days ago, meaning that he can go back and play in the WHL next season. Friesen really was outstanding in the WHL this season with 25 goals. He's only 19 years old and looks like he's going to be a pretty good pro when his time comes around. He played with the Winnipeg Ice over the last 2 years and ended up with the Wild this season in the WHL, where he had 25 goals and 27 assists in 60 games. A lot of first-year pros that really stood out. Obviously, Kyle Mayhew was named to the all-rookie team. There's a ton of great first-year pros for the Grizzlies this season, including Cole Gallant, who's third in the club with 35 assists this season. Gallant got his feet wet in pro hockey with the Trois-Rivières Lions last season after completing his college career at Western Michigan. And with the Lions, he had 2 goals and 2 assists in 7 games. I've been really impressed with Mick Messner in his first full season as a pro. Messner had 5 goals last season at Merrimack College. This season has 15 goals and 23 assists, and he's been an Iron Man for the Grizzlies as he is one of 3 forwards to appear in every game this season. So Mick Messner has really been outstanding for the Grizz, the Merrimack product. He was there for 3 seasons before that. Played 2 years in the Big Ten at the University of Wisconsin. Other good first-year pros for the Grizzlies this season. How about Nathan Burke? 18 goals this year. He played at Bowling Green State over the last 2 years. Late last season, he played in 10 games in the AHL with San Jose, and he actually had some success there with 3 goals and 2 assists. He also played in 4 games with the Orlando Solar Bears. Adam Berg, it's his first full season as a pro, and he's been a solid performer. Aaron Aragon, it's his first full season in the ECHL. He spent 6 games last year with the Savannah Ghost Pirates, and he's certainly been a good performer for the Grizzlies, a blue-collar worker who plays hard each and every shift. Another first full season pros, Robbie Stucker, has been solid for the Grizzlies. He's a scratch tonight, but Stucker, a big 6'4" defenseman. He's going to be a pretty good performer in this league. We're talking about Jacob Semick, his first full season as a pro. And for the 3rd straight year, the Grizzlies have gotten some good production from guys from the junior and college ranks. As Connor Mayer has done an outstanding job. He's going to be a real keeper. He's already up to 3 points this season, and it's just his 5th game as a pro. And I've been really impressed with Luke Manning, who's celebrating his 25th birthday today. Manning, the St. Thomas product, scored an assist in last night's game, and he has 2 goals and 6 assists in 13 games, and he's really fit in well to the Grizzlies' attack. Blake Wells has looked good in 3 games, and I've really liked what I've seen from Luke Salem in 2 games as well. So a lot of key performers for the Grizzlies, and for the 3rd straight year, Ryan Kanasowicz has done a good job in getting those players from the junior and college ranks late in the season. We'll come back and have second period action on the other side as we're scoreless heading into the second. We'll skate 5-on-5 here in 1 minute. You've been listening to the Rio Tinto Kennecott Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice. More amazing food. More value. So get more. And get it today.
Black Bear Diner.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower-than-low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
We're about set for second period action here at Idaho Central Arena as we're looking for the game's first goal. Utah will be skating from right to left as we see it from high top section 203. Starting forwards for the second period will be Cole Gallant, Alex Bocage, and Mick Messner, with Gallant taking the face-off. Johnny Fairbrother and Keone Teixeira is the defensive pairing. Teixeira is in his sixth season as a pro. 1 year with the Wichita Thunder in the 2018-2019 season, followed up by 4 years with the Indy Fuel. To start the second period for Idaho, Willie Niram, who's got the game's lone penalty tonight. He'll be taking the draw with Lyndon McCallum, who's wearing number 19. He's got 4 goals against the Grizzlies this year, and Demetrius Kumatsis, who's sporting a mustache. The defensive pairing is Joe Gattenby and Patrick Kudla, who is named first team All-League as a defenseman this season. Draw at center ice is won by Idaho, but it goes all the way towards Kiley, who keeps the play alive by getting it to Gattenby 5 seconds into the second period. As Idaho spreads the ice, they skate from left to right. Gattenby dangles. Now he gets to Kudla, who moves to the right side for Kumatsis. He'll loft it in over Gallant's head. Duplessis throws it towards the left side. Kudla has a tap off the stick. Messner runs it down. He's at neutral ice to get to Bocage at center. He gets cut off by Kudla as he was trying to dump it in. Puck goes into the near corner, deep in the Steelhead zone. Messner races after it. We get a whistle, and it looked like a very delayed offside called by the Grizzlies by linesman Eric Landquist. So the draw is going to come back to neutral ice. We get our first whistle 31 seconds into the second. Grizzlies will get the forward line of Luke Manning, Brandon Cutler, and Brett Stapley out there, as Everett Sheen will keep the same forward group of Rassel, White, and our Curry on the ice. Watch out for our Curry. He had 2 goals last night, including the game winner 9 seconds into overtime. Puck is dropped. Nobody seems to know where it is. Stapley over the line, over to Manning. Manning near circle lefty shot. It's blocked away by Kiley. As Manning trying to brush it towards the point, he battles with Rassel in the corner. Idaho comes up with it. White sauces it to our Curry. He chases after it. Teixeira will back-handed the head. It's gloved and dropped by White, who will skip it into the near corner. Teixeira rolls along the boards. White loses bounce, but he keeps his feet. He'll throw it to the left point for Kudla. Kudla dances around left point. Now he fires towards the net. Duplessis makes the save and holds on as he just snatched it around the stomach area. As Idaho gets their first shot of the second period, 1:04 into the frame. Well, a bit of a filling out process between both teams. It's kind of interesting looking for the game's first goal. The pace has been kind of odd in this one. Both teams offensively really done a good job at neutral ice, and neither team seems to be entering the attack zone with much momentum. Vice will take the draw against the Iron Man, Tyler Penner. Draw won by Utah. Wesley in the Grizzly zone. Far side will nudge it ahead towards Berg. Goes back to Wesley, who tried to dump it in at Skies to Canadi. And so we'll get it to Nasher Donato, who's got the best look here on either team. He was robbed late in the first period by Duplessis. Left wing pass connects. Merchant, left side, shot. Sticked away by Duplessis. Now flies out of play off the protective netting. And play is stopped as Duplessis makes his 8th save of the night. 18:36 into the second. Draw's going to be in the Grizzly zone. Well, Idaho's been a team that they've been running and gunning a little bit more this season. There's normally a pretty big shot count on both sides during Steelheads games this season. That's not been the case here so far. Grizzlies win the draw. Wesley nudges towards Mayhew. Fanned on moving out to neutral ice. Wesley gathers it in the near circle. Now he skates around Duplessis' net. He'll feed it to Mayhew as the Grizzlies skate from right to left here in the period. Mayhew races to neutral ice. He'll feed a blue line pass to Cutler. Dumps it in the far corner. Penner has a glance off his stick and it flies out of play with 18:14 left in the second. So we get another whistle as the pace of the game, as we mentioned, has been a little bit weird. We haven't quite had that good flow that you're hoping here early in the second period. Cutler will talk things over as he stays on the ice with Friesen and Aragon. Friesen will take the draw. Friesen now talks with Aaron Aragon. Only 19 years old. He's got a bright future. Draw's going to be in the far circle. Initially, both teams thought it was going to be in the near side. Connor Mara talking things over with Quinn Wickers. That's the defensive pairing as Bocage talks around the Grizzlies bench. Bocage really been a good leader for the Grizzlies, third-year pro. Grizzlies win the draw. Mara right side shot. Saved by Kylie. Rebound goes to Radzinski. And it looked like it got redirected on the way. Kylie's been sharp for Idaho tonight. Milamach over to McCallum, right wing. McCallum tried to feather it across, bounced off of Cutler. Cutler chasing after it. It goes to the far corner. Cutler looks over his right shoulder as he gets the puck. He'll drop it for Aragon, who feeds up top, but Register's long stick took it away. 3-on-3. Register dumps it in, and it rolls on to Duplessis. He feeds it to the near side. Grizzlies up at New tries. Friesen couldn't reach it. McCallum, right wing, steps over the line, skates towards the right circle. Now he centers it. Now to the left side. Shot. Saved by Duplessis. Puck still alive, and Duplessis will freeze it and hold on with 17:35 left in the second. Good passing by the Steelheads. They found, I think, Jade Miller over on the left side. Miller had a pretty good look as Miller got a feed from Milamach, who was down the middle. Duplessis really had to react quickly on the shot, and he was able to make a good save. Quite Duplessis, wherever he plays next season, I think Grizzlies fans, they hope it's with them because Duplessis looks like he's going to be a keeper. He had an outstanding year at Quinnipiac, and he's just carried that over here with the Grizzlies. Utah wins the draw. Teixeira over to Messner. Races to New. Tries left wing. Now push it to Bocage down the middle. He'll feed it to Fairbrother. Far goal line. Fairbrother gets it one-handed away by Kudla. Puck goes back to the right point. Teixeira back off the stick of Kudla, who tried to brush it across. As Bocage loses his balance around Kudla as the puck goes to the near corner. Fairbrother runs it down. He'll feed it up top to Galan, who keeps it in left point. Galan around near him. Centers it out towards Teixeira. Take a lefty shot. Saved by Kylie. As he holds on, Teixeira was cutting towards the net. Centering pass just kind of slowly went towards the middle. Teixeira had a pretty good look, but he was pretty close towards Kylie. He didn't have a ton of a shooting angle. Kylie was able to make a good save. One of the things with both goaltenders tonight, they haven't allowed many rebounds. Very few, if any, second chances on either side here tonight. But for Idaho, they're a team that scores a ton of goals at 4.26 per game. They're tied for the league lead with Kansas City. But today, goals are going to be tough to come by as both goalies have been on point. Idaho wings along the far wing boards. Arm is raised by both linesmen as icing is on the Steelheads with 16:55 left in the second. The other game we're keeping an eye out for in the Mountain Division, Allen and Tulsa. And early in the third period, there's 15 minutes left in regulation. Allen leads 4-3. Neither team has scored so far in the third. Remember, a Utah victory and a Tulsa regulation loss means the Grizzlies can clinch a playoff spot tonight. Draws give me the far side. We may not know until tomorrow whether the Grizzlies are playoff bound. Wesley right side will fly it into the near corner. Goes to Masher Donato. Action deep in the Steelhead zone is Canati. Will whip it around the boards towards A.J. White. He's on the far side. He'll move it across to Masher Donato. Pass goes tape to tape. He enters the zone. Back to Rass over to Masher Donato. Right wing shot. Save. Rebound. Murray couldn't reach it. As Idaho back in new tries has the puck. Good job by Duplessis. He's robbed Masher Donato twice now. Rassel, Masher Donato skates towards the far circle. He'll stop button hooks towards White. Shot is blocked away by Mayhew's stick. Grizzlies clear it out to center. Idaho resets at their blue line. Canadi ahead towards Rassel. The Steelhead skate from left to right. Rassel will bounce it off of Cutler. Wesley skates down the middle. He skates over the line, feeds to the right side for Stapley. Toe drag, he loses the puck. Rassel, new tries across to White. As White skates into the zone right side. Centers it out towards Masher Donato. It bounced off of Burke and flies towards the near corner. Burke shuffles it across Utah's net towards Wesley, who stops behind Duplessis as both teams will spread the ice. Wesley feeds it to the near side for Mayhew as we're 4 minutes into the second period, still no score. Mayhew to Stapley, who flies it in as it skips on to Kylie, who kicks it to the near corner. Bice directs it towards Nearham, but cutting in front is Penner to keep it in. As near corner, Register gets he skates around Kylie's net, and he'll loft it out to center ice. Nearham gets a stick in the way as it goes towards Merritt, the Utah line. He'll left wing it towards Burke. It goes out of play and flies into row 4 of section 202. Hopefully the fan that is near the puck comes away okay. Fans applaud as no fan was harmed, and they come away with the game puck. Boy, great defensive action here. For Idaho, if they want to win a Kelly Cup, they're going to need good goaltending performances from Brian Thompson, Jake Kiley, and maybe Jared Moe. And, for Idaho, this is kind of a playoff-type game with the defense and with goals being tough to come by. Idaho wins the draw. They get towards Merchant, who gets divorced in the puck by Mayer. Wickers behind Utah's net, skates towards the near side as Wickers keeps his head up. They'll move it to the right side for Penner. Penner over towards Berg. Berg gets challenged at the Idaho line and lost the puck as Rodzinski skates around his net. He'll get it towards Merchant, who flies along the right wing across center ice. They'll move it to Bice. Bice over the line. Gets cut off by Burke. Bice still with the puck. He'll skate towards the high slot. Now to Rodzinski. Right side shot is blocked away by Wickerstick. Rodzinski runs it down in the far corner. He'll get it towards Merchant, who can corral it. Register right point. Will slowly gather it. Now move it across to Rodzinski, who's in the high slot. He fakes a shot, skates towards his left. He'll take a shot that's blocked by Bice, and it skips towards the near boards. Penner charges after it as it bounced off of Burke. Now to Connor Mayer at the near goal line. He'll stop behind Duplessis' net as he surveys 5.5 minutes into the second. As Niram pushes Wickers towards Duplessis, as now Niram in front of Duplessis, as Niram trying to agitate action. Mayer feeds it off the far boards. Grizzlies and neutralize. Aragon flies into the attack zone down the middle. He'll veer off to the near circle. Aragon around Idaho's net. Wraparound shot saved by Kiley. Rebound goes to Register. He'll move it to his right for Milamok. Over to McCallum at center ice. He'll bounce it off of Aragon, who shakes his head back and forth. Miller lost it off his stick to Fairbrother. He's in the Grizzlies zone, far circle. Ahead to Manning, who will pitch it in as it ricochets off the backboard on one skip of the ice. Cutler behind his net as there's 13:48 and counting left in the second. Still no score. Grizzlies have outshot the Steelheads 14-10. As Cutler over to the far side for Register, across to McCallum, right wing. He'll get it towards White, back to McCallum, who overskated it. Messner will pitch it out to neutralize. Bounced off of White's glove, and Hipponeops on to Bocage. You lose it, neutralize. Grizzlies brush it back into Idaho territory. Gatton B over to Cutler, who long-range pass is picked off by Glon at center ice. Rolls on to White. Steelheads enter the zone. McCallum high slot as it glances off his skate. Messner far side gets back checked by Rassels. The puck goes to Teixeira, who will lift it out to center ice as Cutler gets over. He gets cut off by Messner. Puck goes to Teixeira near side. He'll move it across to Gallant, who crosses center right wing. Gallant over Rassel over the line. Gallant, the speedy one, around Idaho's net, chips it out in front. Cutler cuts it off. He'll push to the far side. Wesley will whip it around the boards. Bocage near point, keeps it in. It's poked away off his skate by Arcuri. Right left wing pass connects to Rassel. Skate towards the far side. Rassel toe drag, lefty shot. And a blocker saved by Duplessis. As Grizzlies around their net towards the near goal line. Mayhew will flip it out to the Idaho line. Murray runs it down. He's got Gallant chasing after him. As Murray one-hands it to center ice. Pass goes tape to Arcuri. Now to Merchant over the line. Far circle. Merchant speedy around the net as he tries to keep his balance. Wesley pushed him in the side. Grizzlies will move it out to center. Wesley right wings to Cutler, who dumps it in. Kiley behind his net will cut it off. He'll push it to the far corner for Canati. We'll bank it off the near boards to Murray. Murray, a 6'3" speedy defenseman, gets to center ice. He'll dump it in. Murray gets around Fairbrother. Mayer glides over there as he gets cut off by Merchant. Puck behind Utah's net. Kumant sees. Backhands it up top to Canati. Over to Murray, right point. Murray dance around. We're still scoreless. Less than 12 minutes left in the second period. Murray up top to Masher Donato. Right point. He's had Idaho's best looks tonight. Over to Canati. Back to Masher Donato. He's in the left point being challenged by Wickers. Masher Donato stops before he gets to the far corner. He gets dragged down by Cutler. Fans want a penalty, and there's going to be one. Cutler's going to get 2 minutes as Kiley skates towards the bench. Delayed penalty as Murray skates behind the empty net. 6-on-5 until Utah touches up. Murray dances around. Now he feeds it to Cudla. Delayed penalty as Cudla gets a new try. Now he crosses center. Skates over the line. Make that Bice. Bice far circle. Shot to score and a delayed penalty. It's Ty Pelton Bice giving the Steelheads a 1-0 lead. In Idaho, after the first goal, they throw one fish on the ice as Bice went coast to coast on a delayed penalty. Skated towards the far circle and went low past Duplessis. So because of the delayed penalty goal, Idaho will not get a power play, but they take a 1-0 lead with 11:24 left in the second. For a second, I thought it was Cutler. I'd mistaken 47 for Bice's 17. Cutler was going to get a penalty, but we're going to skate 5-on-5 with Idaho up 1-0. Duplessis stopped the first 11 shots, but Bice finds the back of the net for the 17th time this season. Miller will take the draw against Penner at center ice. Grizzlies skate from right to left. Idaho lose the draw as Fairbrother over towards Teixeira. The second period has been Idaho's money frame as Penner flies it in from neutral ice. Register far corner, moves it ahead. Pass goes incomplete. Deep into the Grizzly zone. Icing is going to be on Idaho with 11:07 left in the second. Bice's goal is unassisted as he just went coast to coast like he was Danny Ainge in the Sweet 16 back in 1981. As Idaho is on delayed penalty, very patient approach. And sometimes you just got to find a way to cut off the guy with the puck. And Bice using outstanding playmaking and skill was able to get a good scoring chance, and he didn't miss. 17:07 left in the second. Messner will take the drives out there with Bocage and Gallant. That's the second forward line for the Grizzlies tonight. There's a draw won by Idaho. Rudzinski over to Register behind the net as Register will move it out to center ice for Milamaka. Tapped off of his stick. Fairbrother challenged him out to Bocage at center ice. Skipping puck. Goes over to Fairbrother. Ahead to Bocage. You couldn't locate it. Bocage chases after it in the near circle. He gets cut off by Miller just enough for Rudzinski to get the puck. As Rudzinski races to neutral ice. He's got good speed wearing number 10. Settles over the line as Teixeira knocks down Rudzinski on a great check. As Bocage out at center ice. He gets hit by Miller. All right, Utah race into the zone. Teixeira down the middle, swings and misses. Now he gets it back. Shot saved by Kiley. What a shift by Keone Teixeira. He delivered a big-time hit on a Grizzly. Bocage is down. And that is, Ryan Kanaswich is very upset. Doesn't look like there was a penalty on the play as Bocage is shaking his head back and forth. He is laying on the ice near Utah's bench. Jade Miller pointing to his shoulder, saying it was a clean hit. Grizzlies think otherwise. 10:32 left in the second. It's 1-0 Idaho as Ty Pelton Bice scored unassisted on a delayed penalty. Bocage on the ice calmly. The Grizzlies trainer looking over him. His play got very physical on the shift. Teixeira delivered a huge hit on Jade Miller. And then Teixeira came over and like a blur skated down the middle, had a good look, fanned on it initially, got it back in the nearest circle, took a shot that Kiley made the save on. As Bocage back to his feet slowly as he's going to walk to the locker room gingerly. And Ryan Kanaswich and Christian Horn were furious. They knew that a penalty was going to, they knew a penalty should have been called there. It was away from the puck, so I'm not sure any of the three officials saw the play. As Josh Wesley and Matt Register, the two team leaders, talk things over. Looks like no penalty on the play, although the Grizzlies were furious. Willie Nerum having a conversation with Mick Messner and Kyle Mayhew. As we did earlier in that shift, Teixeira delivered that big hit on, I believe, Miller. And then I'm guessing, even though it wasn't Bocage that delivered that hit, looked like Bocage got his bell rung in front of the Grizzlies bench by a Steelhead. Josh Wesley can't believe a call's being made. He's having a conversation with Trevor Wolford. Conversation doesn't seem to be a pleasant one. Draws give me the Idaho zone as Keone Teixeira had a pretty good look from the left wing. Idaho leads 1-0 with 10:32 left in the second. We're going to skate 5-on-5 as Evan Friesen in his pro debut will take the drives out there with Aragon and Berg. Mayhew and Wesley up top. As Wesley talks with Kanaswich before joining the fray. Friesen crouches down low. Nerum will take the draw for Idaho. Draw won by Utah. Aragon up top to Mayhew. Lefty shot goes wide. Stick side on Kiley as he missed the net. As towards the far circle, Berg looks over his shoulders. He gets pushed in the back by Rudzinski. Clean hit according to the referee as Berg gets back to his feet. Out to center ice. Rassel couldn't reach it. No icing. As one of the linesmen said, Rassel did get a piece of it. Duplessis over to the near circle for Mayhew. Avoids a check. As play starting to get as physical as we've seen all series. Wesley helicopters it out towards Berg over to Aragon over the line. Far circle lefty shot. Glove saved by Kiley. And he holds on with an even 10 minutes left in the second. Looks like there's a timeout on the ice. Play's been about as spirited as we've seen in quite some time. Game 72 of the regular season. Idaho leads Utah 1-0 as Ty Pelton Bice scored on a delayed penalty. Unassisted as Idaho gets the first one tonight. We'll come back in 60 seconds on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice. More amazing food. More value. From huge breakfasts to delicious lunches and hearty dinners. Black Bear Diner has more for you. So get more when you want it, the way you want it, and get it today.
Good old-fashioned family food, Black Bear Diner. Black Bear Diner.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
And even 10 minutes left in the second period, so we're exactly halfway through the scheduled 60 minutes. Bice scored 8:36 into the second. They added an assist to Jake Murray, which is his 8th of the season. Murray split the season with the Steelheads in their AHL affiliate, the Texas Stars. Grizzlies win the offensive zone draw. Mayhew over to Manning, left side shot, saved by Kylie, who dives in front of the crease to cover up. Manning celebrating his 25th birthday, looking to tie it up, but Kylie makes the save, and the Idaho goaltender has looked sharp here tonight. Grizzlies have outshot the Steelheads 17-12, and they also lead the shot count 8-6 in the second period. Halfway through the third period, Allen leads Tulsa 4-3. That does benefit the Grizzlies, who are looking for Allen to get all the standings points they can in this series. Cutler, after winning the draw, shot goes wide. Grizzlies deep in the attack zone. As Stapley gets a good shoulder check from Cutler. Cutler over to Manning, who swung and didn't get much on a one-timer. Curry runs it down. He'll chip it out to center ice. It's gloved by Cutler, who fanned on getting it back to Wesley. Now Rassel enters the zone. 3-on-2. Rassel over to the right side. Gets cut off by Mayhew. Mayhew pushes Rassel in the back as Rassel behind his back to our Curry, who tried to get it up top to Gattenby, but the pass was too hot for Gattenby to even look at it, let alone make a play on it. Gattenby behind Idaho's net as they still had skate from left to right here in the second period. Our Grizz skate from right to left as Gattenby will feed it to the far side for Cudla. Blue line to blue line pass to Masher Donato, goes off his stick, and it flies into the Grizzly zone deep as Duplessis feeds it to the near corner. Kamatsi dances around. He gets held up by Connor Mayer. Masher Donato trying to shovel it away as Wickers jabs after the puck. 2-on-2 scrum in the near corner as there's 8:52 and counting left in the second. Idaho comes out of the pile with the puck as Bice gets up top to Canati. Back off the near boards to Bice, who's got the lone goal tonight. Bice lays it for Canati. Over to Masher Donato, right side. He's had some good looks tonight. Masher Donato, back to Canati. He'll dance around in the high slot. He'll skate towards his left and drop it for Murray. Murray high slot, lefty shots blocked by Berg. Murray gets it back. He's in the near corner. He'll bank it off the near wall for Masher Donato. Over to Bice high slot. Shot gets redirected and goes just wide, as Duplessis might have gotten a piece of it at the end. Canati left side shot gets redirected by Masher Donato's stick and flies out of play to stop play with 8:18 left in the second. Boy, Idaho charging hard to try to get the game's second goal. Grizzlies did a pretty good job in keeping everything to the perimeter. Idaho patient with their approach. Boy, anytime you get that redirection out in front, boy, it's a challenge for any goaltender. And luckily for Duplessis, he was able to either get a piece of it or the redirection had the shot go wide. Looks like Alex Bocage is taking the draw for Utah as he is back in the game after being looked at by Colin Lee, the Grizzlies trainer. So Miller and Bocage will take the draw, and it's won by Utah and Bocage in particular. Teixeira throws it to the near corner. Niram feeds it out in front. It goes wide. No Steelhead was home as Utah gets a new try. Left wing pass connects to Messer. He steps over the line. Near circle. Shot blocked by Canati. Fairbrother shot saved by Kylie. As Canati off the near boards towards Niram. He'll race in the right wing across the center ice. Skating in front of both teams' benches, enters the zone. He loses it. Slot Fairbrother will backhand it all the way into the air as it skips into the Steelhead zone far side. Bocage will tap it towards the middle where Register's there for Idaho. Register gets challenged by Gallant. Register, the longtime pro, will skate around Idaho's net towards the far side. No, he pivots back in the far corner as he's challenged by Gallant again as Register feeds it towards Murray, who gets to near him as it lifts all the way and hippity hops towards Duplessis, who wants to go for an icing call off the Utah end boards. Register didn't really appreciate Gallant racing after and challenging him as much. Once the play ended with Register getting rid of the puck, he slashed Utah after he got it to Miller, or make that to Murray. As Register didn't want to get challenged quite like that, deep in his own zone by the Grizzlies. Miller will take the draw for Idaho against Utah's Brett Stapley. Stapley's father, I met him a couple days ago. He's in attendance tonight. He's been here all weekend. As the draw won by Idaho, Matt Register over towards Murray, who skates to the near side. Murray to near him at the Idaho line. He'll drag out to center ice, and he'll loft it over Wesley's head. Mayhew chases after it. As he'll poke it back behind his back for Wesley. Long-range pass connects to Manning at center ice, right wing. He'll dump it in. Kylie, who's played a good game, stops in behind his net. He'll feed it towards McCallum, who gets a good shoulder check from Cutler. Now centering pass to Manning. Shot was blocked by Register, who took his time and space away. Stapley left point. Skates over, gets to Cutler, near side. Lefty shot goes wide. He missed glove side on Kylie. Register, far corner, gets the stick lifted by Stapley. As Idaho will lift it out to center ice. It's gloved and dropped by Mayhew. He's down the middle. Now he'll skate towards the far side. Mayhew at center ice. Will fire it off the far glass. Puck will skip towards the near corner. Idaho rolls along the boards towards White, who couldn't reach it on the far side. Fans groan after they saw White not unable to play the puck. Behind Utah's net, Duplessis looks over his left shoulder, 2-on-2 scrum. White tried to come out of it, but couldn't handle it as Wickers around Utah's net to the far side. We're brushing off the glass. Cutler couldn't get the skipping puck. Chasing after it's Friesen, displaying good quickness, but Idaho gets it. White over to the right wing for Niram, who dumps it in, or make that Merchant. McCollum gets pushed by Wickers along the glass, Utah's end boards. Grizzlies out to center ice. Puck hipping ops back towards Gattenby wearing number 44. Earlier this season, Benzolani wore number 44. He gets it towards Comancis. Out to Cutlet, neutral ice left wing. He'll push ahead to Rassel, who directs it towards our Curry far circle. Take a lefty shot and didn't get much on it as it glides slowly towards the end boards. Rassel far corner, feeds up top as Gattenby, righty shot. Kick saved by Duplessis, and the puck flies out of play with 5:42 left in the second. Idaho still leads 1-0. Grizz have outshot the Steelheads 18-14. It's going to be a draw in the Grizzlies zone when we come back. Idaho leads by 1 late in the second period. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Idaho leads 1-0 with 5:42 left in the third. Looks like Allen has scored 2 insurance goals. They now lead Tulsa 6-3 with 4 minutes left in regulation. So if Tulsa loses in regulation, it looks like they're on their way to doing that. Grizzlies win tonight, and they clinch a playoff spot. Teixeira throws it between Burke's legs. It goes deep into the Steelhead zone. Running it down is Gattenby. He gets there before Burke as Gattenby to the far side. Burke taps it away. Burke in the far corner. Skates to the far goal line. Lefty shot. Saved by Kylie. And Cudley going after Burke as Burke took a jab at Kylie after the whistle. Now we get some real pushing and shoving. Fairbrother joins the action as there's a huge scrum of 8 players, maybe even as close to 10 behind Kylie's net. As the fans certainly enjoy all the spirited action after the whistle. Fairbrother joined in late. As Cudlin and Fairbrother have some words. A lot of spirit and intensity here in this one. If Tulsa loses in regulation, it's not necessarily a must-win game. Obviously, the Grizzlies would love to clinch a playoff spot here tonight. If Allen, assuming they win in regulation tonight, Allen wins in regulation on Sunday, and the Grizzlies can clinch a playoff spot that way as well. Draw's going to come back to neutralize. Penner will take the drives out there with Burke as our Curry cut in front of Burke before the whistle. Now the puck is dropped. Idaho wins the draw. Cutler back in his own zone. Gets it towards Rassel as Idaho still leads 1-0. We're 3/4 of the way through the second period. Rassel moves to the left side for Comancis, who crosses center ice, dumps it in. He gets around Fairbrother as Comancis pushes Teixeira. That's going to be a penalty on, let's see who it is. As Comancis felt he got his stick held up, but it's Comancis who threw down Teixeira that's going to get the penalty. So it's going to be a Utah power play. As Comancis, sporting a mustache, argues his case. He just threw down Teixeira as both guys were going after the puck in the far circle of the Grizzlies zone. So Demetrios Comancis gets 2 minutes. As not really sure what you'd categorize it. Probably roughing would be the cause. Comancis pushed down is actually Burke. Kumon Cease felt that Burke had held his stick. But it's Kumon Cease going to the box. Teixeira was in the area. Now Josh Wesley skeets over towards the referee. A.J. White, the Steelheads captain, talking things over as well. Looks like the Grizzlies are going to get a power play here. It's a 5-minute penalty. Kumon Cease is going to get 5 minutes as he pushed down Nathan Burke. Are they giving Kumon Cease a major? I'm not sure that there was much there to deserve the major. Boy, the Grizzlies could catch a huge break if that's the case. 5 minutes are on the stadium scoreboard clock. Kumon Cease pushed down Burke. They'll show a replay once again. Kumon Cease had the puck, was skating into the attack zone. He got around Fairbrother, and then Burke was in the area. Kumon Cease pushed Burke. Kumon Cease felt that Burke was holding a stick. Something must have happened after that, I would think. If that's all it was, the Grizzlies have caught a huge break here late in the second period. I'm not sure that was more than 2 minutes. 5 minutes are on the scoreboard clock. This could be the golden opportunity Utah's looking for. As Utah wins the draw, Brett Stapley on the right side, skates towards the corner. Trying to center, it's tapped away by Register, sails it out. Kumon Cease is headed to the locker room. He's represented in the penalty box by a forward. As Duplessis trying to handle it in the near side. White after it as Mayhew gets it. Steelheads are furious as they felt they've been robbed. Mayhew over to the right side for Bocage. He'll dump it in. It tapped off a Merchant stick. Register glinds over behind Idaho's net, and he'll backhand it all the way out. Chasing after it's Merchant. Duplessis lets it go as it's in the goaltender's restricted area. Merchant wraps it around the boards towards the near side. As Bocage gets the puck, 4.5 minutes left in the second. Idaho leads 1-0, but it looks like Utah's got a manager power play. Near him, right side, he'll take a shot, he scores! Willie Nearham roofed it, and he taunts Alex Bocage and now pushes Luke Manning as it's a shorthanded goal for the Steelheads with 4:18 left in the second. As Willie Nearham fired up, he got the puck in the slot. Puck bounced on him. He regathered it in the near dots, and he roofed it right over the left shoulder of Vinny Duplessis. And he really had to fit that puck in, and he did. Grizzlies are still on the power play for the next 4 minutes and 10 seconds. They gave Kumon Cease a match penalty for slew footing. That's what it is. It's a slew foot by Kumon Cease, 14:51 into the second. As that's what happened to Kumon Cease. He is out of here. Idaho wins the draw. They'll dump it in. So Kumon Cease got a slew foot. That's what it was. We're looking at the upper part of the body, and Kumon Cease was the lower part that cost him the game. As Idaho leads 2-0, they got a shorthanded goal. As Manning gets pushed by Cudlip, as we got less than 4 minutes left in the second period. Utah on the left side. Fairbrother dances around, dangles, takes a lefty shot. Saved by Kylie. Boy, he didn't know where it was, but Cudlip gets it. Idaho back at neutral ice, and he'll lift it in. So Kumon Cease got a slew foot. We were checking out the upper part of the body. There wasn't much there, but it was the lower part of the body that cost him. Fairbrother up ahead. Pass got tipped to neutral ice, looking for Burke, as Register behind his net has it. As Utah's on the power play for the next 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Idaho dumps it all the way down as they're shorthanded. Fairbrother deep in the Grizzly zone has it. Utah skating from right to left. Up ahead towards Wesley at neutral ice. He gets poked away and gets it back as McCollum is shadowing him. As Wesley gets it to Fairbrother. Grizzlies slowing down their approach as Fairbrother gets to center ice. Left wing. He'll move it across into the Steelhead zones. Picked up by Bice. Over towards McCollum. He's at neutral ice. He'll dump it all the way towards Duplessis. So Grizzlies in the major power play for the next 2 minutes and 48 seconds. As Utah gets to neutral ice, racing his Mayer across center ice. He's got great speed, left wing. He'll skeet towards the near corner. Mayer around Idaho's net towards the right point. Now Mayer feeds over to Mayhew, dance around on the left point. Mayhew, 15 goals this season. Shot saved by Kylie. Rebound goes to Rassel, and he'll skip it all the way towards Duplessis. 2:30 and counting left in the second. Idaho leads 2-0 as they've gotten second period goals from Ty Pelton, Bice, and Willie Nearham. Mayer over the line. He stops in the near point, wraps it around the boards. Grizzlies skate from right to left here in the period. Aragon gets one-handed away. Penner in the area. Aragon gets it back. He gets back checked as the puck ends up in the high slot. As Teixeira pushed, make that Burke pushed ahead. Kudla up ahead towards Merchant. Merchant on the right side skates in. Mayhew cuts it off. Shot saved by Duplessis. Outstanding defensive play by Mayhew to cut off Merchant's pursuit towards Duplessis. Penner crosses center ice. He'll dump it in. Berg with good speed chasing after in the far corner. He delivers a shot on Gattenby. As puck moves towards the near side, Kudla will helicopter all the way out towards Duplessis, who gathers it at the near goal line and gets it to Wesley. The power play for Utah will end with less than 10 seconds left in the second period. Idaho leads 2-0. Wesley over to Fairbrother. As Fairbrother over the line, will drop it for Bocage. He's on the left side. He button hooks and skates towards the near circle. Now he pivots and gets it back towards Wesley, who gets it towards Fairbrother. Right side, one-timers blocked away by Kiley, and it flies out of play. Boy, Gianni Fairbrother's got a rocket of a shot, and he's displayed it multiple times here this weekend. Utah still on the power play for the next minute 19. As Dimitros Koumatsis got called for a match penalty for slew footing, which based on the nature of what the penalty was called, it was a good call. Initially, we were wondering about it, but it was the lower part of the body that cost him the match. And we were looking at just the simple push, pushing Burke down with he just kind of pushed Burke down by his right shoulder. As drawn one by Idaho, they'll clear it out past Bocage. Duplessis near circle will gather it. He'll push it towards the far side for Wesley, who couldn't handle it. He goes to Cutler at the Utah line. He'll bank it back as Wesley will stride after it, and he'll get it behind Utah's net. 1:10 and counting left in the second. Idaho leads 2-0. Wesley over to Cutler across the center ice. Cutler over the line, drops it for Stapley, who dangles. Now he feeds it across. Messner over to Wesley, high slot. Wesley with a shot, and it's blocked away as Idaho had lost their stick, and that was near him. Cutler left wing, dance around, now feed it to Gallant. Gets it back towards Cutler. Cutler over to Wesley, high slot. Now to Bocage in the left point. Now to Stapley, near goal line. Stapley, sharp-angled shots blocked away by Kiley as it goes out of play off the protective netting. 41 seconds left in the second period and 33 seconds left in the major power play, where the Grizzlies are a -1 on the major with Willie Nerham scoring shorthanded. Looks like the Grizzlies won't be eliminated from postseason contention, as Allen is going to win 6-3. Utah wins the draw. Wesley over to Bocage, who gets it back up top to Wesley's in the high slot, drags towards his right now to Stapley, right wing shot, saved by Kiley. Rebound goes to Idaho, and it's cleared out by Rodzinski. Duplessis kicks towards the far side. Masher Donato races after it. He's lightning quick. He's to the far side. He gets pushed down by Wesley. That's going to be a penalty as Wesley hit Masher Donato up top. And now everybody's going to skate towards Wesley as Masher Donato wants a piece of Wesley. As Masher Donato and Wesley are in a bear hug. And now Masher Donato is hacking away with his left on to Wesley. As Wesley hit Masher Donato up top with 19 seconds left in the second. The referee made the call. So that will do it for the major power play for the Grizzlies. Bocage was in the area as well. Cutler having some words with the Idaho bench. As Masher Donato, like lightning, raced after it. Wesley hit him. Masher Donato hit the ice, and the referee made the call. Wesley's going to skate towards the bench and towards the locker room as there's less than 2 minutes left in the second period. As the referee's talking to the scores table, 19 seconds left in the second. Allen pretty much secures a playoff spot with the victory. Then they now have 70 standings points on the season, extending their lead in third place. Utah and Tulsa are currently tied for fourth with 67 standings points. Tulsa lost in regulation tonight. Grizzlies do have the tiebreaker over Tulsa. So the Grizzlies will need 2 points tonight because Tulsa still has one game left tomorrow. But looks like Wesley's going to get a 2-minute penalty. And so in 11 seconds, there's only 19 seconds left in the second period. Coming out of the box to be the guy representing Koumatsis in the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell will come out. I think that's our Curry. Can't quite tell. He's behind the glass, and I need new glasses. As then Idaho will have a power play to start the third period, most likely. So draws give me in the far circle of the Grizzly zone. Utah has outshot Idaho 24-16, but it's the Steelheads that have a 2-0 lead. As referee Trevor Wolford is saying that somebody needs to represent Wesley in the box, and it's Brandon Cutler. It's going to go in for 2 minutes. So Cutler, incidentally enough, leads the Grizzlies in penalty minutes with 77 on the season. Will represent Josh Wesley in the box. 19 seconds left in the second. Draw one by Idaho, but it exits the zone. Register back in his zone. He'll probably wait for the Steelhead to come out of the box for one final push. Register, blue line to blue line pass, goes tape to Rassel. Now centering pass to White. Shot is blocked. Great block by Gallant. 2 seconds left in the period. Idaho at the buzzer. Fires away. It's blocked. And that will do it for 40 minutes here at Idaho Central Arena. As we still had scored 2 goals in 2 odd fashions. Ty Pelton-Bice scored on a delayed penalty with Jake Murray getting the assist. And then Utah had a 5-minute major power play as Demetrius Kumatsis got a match penalty for sloop footing. And Idaho scored the lone goal in that major power play. Willie Niram unassisted, 15:42 in. Wesley got 2 minutes for an illegal check to head, and he also got a 2-minute roughing minor, 19:41 into the second. However, Mastro Donato got a roughing minor, 19:41 in. So out of that, Utah will be shorthanded for the first minute and 41 seconds of the third period. Well, Utah was up 2 goals after 2 periods on Friday night, and Idaho came back with 2 unanswered in the third and then won it in overtime 9 seconds in. Do the Grizzlies have a third period comeback in them? After all, it's a Saturday night, and the Grizzlies have been amazing on Saturday nights this season. We'll come back and recap the first 2 periods, and we'll also go over some scores from around the league. Allen defeated Tulsa 6-3 tonight, so the Grizzlies won't be eliminated this evening. If Utah comes away with 2 standings points, they will clinch a playoff spot. Otherwise, we won't know until tomorrow afternoon when Tulsa plays Allen as to whether Utah will have made the playoffs. We'll come back and talk some hockey on the other side. We're through 40 minutes here in front of a sellout crowd at Idaho Central Arena as Idaho leads Utah 2-0. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 40 new Kia Sportage models and save up to $2,500 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
Always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smiths app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smiths, fresh for every.
Second intermission here at Idaho Central Arena, and the Steelheads have a 2-0 lead. And really, it was 2 unorthodox goals that got the Steelheads on the board. Neither team scored in the first period. Utah outshot Idaho 9-6. It was a delayed penalty. It was going to be a Brandon Cutler, a minor penalty. Idaho skated all the way back deep into their own zone as they stopped behind their empty net. And then they started skating from left to right, and they got it to Ty Pelton-Bice, who just like a blur, skated across neutral ice, veered over into the far circle, and fired away on a low liner past Duplessis for the game's first goal. Time of the delayed penalty goal was 8:36 into the second period, with Jake Murray picking up an assist. So it's listed as kind of a 6-on-5 goal by the time it was all said and done. Then the Grizzlies got a major power play as Dimitros Kumatsis got a match penalty for slew footing. Initially, it looked like we were all puzzled at the call. It didn't necessarily look like a major until you realize the nature of the penalty being a slew foot. I think we were all looking at the upper part of the body with Nathan Burke getting pushed by kind of his right shoulder by Kumatsis. Almost looked like Kumatsis thought that Burke was holding his stick. He just tried to break free, nudged him down. We saw the upper part of the body, but once we realized that, it was actually the lower part where Kumatsis just kind of took his skate and just kind of lifted Burke off the ice and pushed him towards the ice, that the major penalty made a lot of sense. And so Utah had a 5-minute power play. However, very early, about a minute into the major power play, Idaho scored as Willie Nerum got the puck in the high slot, and the puck just kind of bounced near him. And Willie Nerum, no pun intended, I guess, was able to skate towards the near circle. He was able to gather it, and then just about in one motion, fired away. And he went glove side right over Duplessis' left shoulder. And looking at kind of where he had to fit that puck in, it was about the perfect shot as he really threaded the needle as Nerum got his 18th of the year to make it a 2-0 game. Grizzlies didn't score. They only had a couple shots on that major power play. And, then very late in the major power play, Josh Wesley picked up 4 minutes worth of penalties. He had 2 minutes for an illegal check to the head and then a 2-minute roughing minor. Keaton Mastrodonato also got a roughing minor. And so Utah is going to be shorthanded for the first minute and 41 seconds of the third period. Well, Idaho had the third period comeback last night, overcoming a 3-1 deficit. We'll see if the Grizzlies have a 2-goal comeback in them here in the third. We do know one thing. If the Grizzlies win tonight, picking up 2 standings points, they will clinch a playoff spot. Otherwise, we won't know until tomorrow whether the Grizzlies make the playoffs. Allen defeated Tulsa 6-3, as Allen was able to get 2 big insurance goals in the third period. Kiley got his 11th of the year, 12-27 in, and then Hank Crone 14-11 in, extended Allen's lead to 6-3, and that's where it ended up. So the Grizzlies can't get eliminated tonight regardless of what happens tonight, but we will do some serious scoreboard watching, and we got to find a way to get Flow Sports tomorrow and see what should be an epic battle between Allen and Tulsa. Now remember, yesterday and tonight we're in Allen. Both teams will get on a bus and head to Tulsa's BOK Center. Tulsa, which really had struggled on the road this season, will have a home game with a playoff spot on the line, potentially. That is if the Grizzlies fall short tonight. Tulsa's been one of those teams. They've struggled on the road as they finish up 12-23-1. They've been a good home team with a record of 17-13-5, but they are playing a very hot Allen Americans club, as Allen has a record of 6-0-1 over their last 7 games. And with the 2 standings points that Allen gets, the most that Utah or Tulsa can get is 69 points, meaning that Idaho now knows their first-round opponent. Idaho is going to take on Allen in the first round of the Mountain Division playoffs. Kansas City is sitting around. They finished up the regular season tonight with a 7-4 loss to the Iowa Heartlanders. That was a bit of an upset as Iowa finished up in last place in the Central Division. Kansas City won't know potentially who their first-round opponent is. Could be the Grizzlies. Obviously, they can clinch it tonight with a third-period comeback. But obviously tomorrow, they'll be intently watching Allen and Tulsa. That is, of course, assuming the Grizzlies don't come back before they find out who their first-round opponent's going to be. Remember, Utah has been a good third-period club this season. And I kind of look at the turning point being the start of the second half of the season. Since then, the Grizzlies are a plus 13 in the goal differential in the third periods, as they have outscored opponents 50-37 in the third periods over the last 35 games. You just remember last Saturday, Grizzlies had a 2-goal deficit and came back to tie against a very strong Kansas City Mavericks team. And really, talking about dramatic moments of the season, there are 2 distinct ones. The Military Night Miracle on March 16th, where the Grizzlies overcame a 3-goal deficit. But I also look at last Saturday when Brett Stapley scored the tying goal with 4.1 seconds left in regulation. You're not going to find a more dramatic finish than what we saw that night. And even though the Grizzlies lost in overtime, hey, that one standing point that the Grizzlies picked up can end up making the difference and between the Grizzlies making the playoffs or not, especially if Utah doesn't win tonight. You think about with the Grizzlies didn't get that one standing point last Saturday. Grizzlies would have 66 points, and a loss tonight would mean the Grizzlies would be eliminated. Otherwise, the Grizzlies keep their playoff hopes alive, and they will be rooting for the Allen Americans tomorrow. Now, Allen already knows who their first-round opponent's going to be. It's the Idaho Steelheads, with Allen clinching tonight. And with that, not only do they clinch a playoff spot, but they clinch the 3 seed. So if you're the Grizzlies, knowing that Allen doesn't have a ton to play for, you are rooting for them to win tomorrow and complete the 3-game sweep, because that means the Grizzlies could make the playoffs. However, you can't count the Grizzlies out in the third period tonight. I know I've been talking a lot about tomorrow's game. The one thing that's for certain, the Grizzlies can't get eliminated tonight. They either clinch a playoff spot tonight with a comeback, or they, Utah, if they don't come back in this one, they'll be looking for the Allen Americans to defeat Tulsa tomorrow afternoon. When we come back, we'll go over some NHL scores, as well as a recap of the Masters third round and some other action across the world of sports. After 2 periods, Idaho leads Utah 2-0. This is the Rio Tinto Kennecott Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice. More amazing food. More value. From huge breakfasts to delicious lunches and hearty dinners, Black Bear Diner has more for you. So get more when you want it, the way you want it, and get it today.
Good old-fashioned family food, Black Bear Diner. Black Bear Diner.
Welcome back to Idaho Central Arena. Steelheads lead 2-0, and Idaho's going to be on the power play for the first minute and 41 seconds of the third. So Utah's going to be looking for a comeback bid. Utah's NHL affiliate, the Colorado Avalanche, had a tough night as they lose 7-0 to the Winnipeg Jets. And that's going to be a first-round playoff matchup. Winnipeg will face Colorado in the first round. In other NHL action, the Steelheads NHL affiliate, the Dallas Stars, defeat Seattle 3-1, as it looks like Dallas is playoff bound. In overtime, Florida defeats Buffalo 3-2. Flyers shut out the Devils 1-0. Capitals get a 4-2 victory over Tampa Bay. In a shootout, Ottawa defeats Montreal 5-4. There's also a 5-4 final past regulation as Detroit defeats Toronto. Nashville over Columbus 6-4. It was also a 6-4 final on national TV as Boston defeats Pittsburgh. 3 games in progress. First intermission, Vancouver leads Edmonton 1-0. Halfway through the first, Anaheim and the LA Kings are scoreless. And also halfway through the first, Minnesota and San Jose are tied at 1. One other game that's gone final in a shootout in a fierce rivalry. The Rangers defeat the Islanders 3-2. And while we're on the subject, we're excited to see next year. After all, if you've lived in the Salt Lake Valley your entire life, next season will be the first one where you get to see NHL action. I know for me, being a sports history fanatic and being somebody that loves sports history, I think the original 6 teams. You talk about Montreal, Toronto, Detroit, the New York Rangers, Chicago, and the Bruins. You're talking about the original 6s that have a ton of history, a ton of tradition. And because of that, they've got iconic logos and iconic franchises. And I think I'd be looking forward next year to see some of those teams in action. And then you talk about all the superstars. And you think about in the NBA, you got a chance to see the great ones. And in person, I've seen Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and LeBron James. However, I'm not a guy that takes many vacations. And so I can't say that I've seen a ton of the NHL stars live and in person. After all, I'm pretty busy during the hockey season. So next year will be an opportunity for fans to see such superstars as Alex Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby. I know that's going to be pretty exciting to all the Salt Lake natives. And since we're on the subject, the Arizona Coyotes are not in action tonight. They won against Edmonton in last night's game. When we come back, we'll have third period action here at Idaho Central Arena as everybody is dancing to YMCA. Major League Baseball scores. I know Tim Broussard's pretty happy. He's a big Miami Marlins fan, and I know it's pretty tough for him as Miami doesn't win all that often. But they have won on a Saturday for the second straight week as they defeat the Atlanta Braves, which just happened to be my favorite team. Final score is 5-2. And speaking of which, it was a 5-1 final with the Marlins over the Braves. And speaking of which, I want to thank Tim Broussard. Boy, all these years you talk about a guy, and you always want to have your right-hand man. You always want to have somebody that you can count on, and I know I can count on Tim Broussard each and every time. And we had some fun conversations all regular season long, and we're hoping that continues into the playoffs. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here in the third period. One comment on the YouTube feed, Grizzlies have not clinched a playoff spot yet. Tulsa still has a chance tomorrow, but the Grizzlies can clinch a playoff spot with a victory tonight. They can put together a third period comeback. Otherwise, all Grizzlies fans will be watching Allen and Tulsa battle on Flow Sports tomorrow, as Utah fans will be rooting for Allen to take care of Tulsa tomorrow and complete a 3-game sweep, meaning the Grizzlies would then clinch a playoff spot. Utah obviously wants plan A, which would be a victory here tonight against the Idaho Steelheads, but they're going to need a good third period comeback. You can still make your bid for the Optum first goal of the game. Who's it going to be? Well, I think Bocage got a pretty good chance of it. I still think Luke Manning on his 25th birthday will come up with a big third period. We'll come back and have third period action on the other side. This has been the Rio Tinto Kennecott Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice, more amazing food, more value, from huge breakfasts to delicious lunches and hearty dinners. Black Bear Diner has more for you. So get more when you want it, the way you want it, and get it today.
Good old-fashioned family food, Black Bear Diner. Black Bear Diner.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Idaho leads 2-0. Brandon Cutler and Josh West are in the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell, as Keaton Mastrodonato is in there for Idaho. Steelheads will be short a player as Dimitrios Kumatsis got a match penalty for slew footing late in the second period. We'll see if the Grizzlies have a third period comeback in them. They've got 5 shorthanded goals this season, and they're going to be shorthanded here to start the third period for the first minute and 41. Mick Messner will be out there on the ice taking the face-off. He's got Cole Gallant out there. The 2 defensemen are Quinn Wickers and Keone Teixeira. For Idaho, it's Francisco Arcuri. He's up top with Matt Register. Down low is Linda McCollum, along with A.J. White and Mark Rassel. Rassel's got 32 goals in 42 games this season. Draw one by Idaho. Grizz skate from left to right as we see it from section 203. As Steelheads skate from right to left. Matt Register drags out to neutral ice, slowly crosses center. A lumbering gets our Curry, who feeds off the near boards. White wasn't in the area. Messner backhands it towards Jake Kiley, who cuts it off at the near goal line. He'll get to Register, skates down the middle, sporting the number 43. Register, second team all-league. He'll step over the line, get it towards our Curry. The Steelheads are offside as our Curry raced down the middle, but got across the blue line before the puck. 1:13 left in the Idaho power play. Draws give it neutral ice. Grizzlies switch things up. Utah's had some pretty good power play or penalty kill forwards over the years. Tyler Penner has certainly been a consistent penalty kill forward. He'll take the draw against A.J. White. Aaron Aragon out there as well as Teixeira and Wickers. Steelheads win the draw. Register will wrap it around the boards. Wickers, right side, will tap it off of White. He feeds it to Register in the high slot. He'll push to our Curry, who had 2 goals last night, over to Register. Back to our Curry, has 12 power play goals this season. He gets up top to Register, fires lefty shot that's blocked by Aragon. As McCollum gets cut off by Aragon, Teixeira gets it, and he'll slide it towards Kiley. Kiley stops it in front of the crease. 45 seconds left in Idaho's power play. Steelheads lead 2-0. Our Curry, right side, crosses center ice, and he is offside as he bobbled the puck as he was entering the attack zone. So second time, our Curry and the Steelheads have been offside on this power play. 37 seconds left in the power play. 18:56 left in the third. Grizzlies clinch a playoff spot with a victory tonight, but they are not eliminated because Allen, for the second straight night, wins 6-3. As Utah deep in their own zone, Fairbrother will slice it all the way towards Kiley. Grizzlies done a good job here in this penalty kill. Patrick Cudler runs it down. The Steelheads will face Allen in the first-round playoff series. Bice over the line, gets to Merchant, left point. Merchant gets pushed by Messner as the puck goes back to neutral ice. As Gattenbeep right wings it out towards Nerum, who feeds it to the middle. It's picked off by Messner at neutral ice, so backing out for Fairbrother, who helicopters it all the way out towards Kiley. As Cutler gets it behind his net, coming out of the box is Brandon Cutler. Wesley still in the box, serving more of his penalty. As Nerum throws it across. We're skating 5-on-5, though, as Merchant gets pushed behind Utah's net by Wickers. As Nerum throws to the far side. Utah looking for a comeback. Cutler guys it. He has 36 goals this season. He crosses center ice down the middle. Now push to the right side for Stapley. But the Grizzlies are offside. That's the third offside call we've seen here in the first 2 minutes and 4 seconds of the third. As the draw is going to be at neutral ice. Masher Donato comes out of the penalty box after serving his roughing minor. As he will skate towards his bench. Masher Donato's had some pretty good scoring chances for the Steelheads. He was named Idaho's Rookie of the Year this season. As they had the award show before the game, Utah wins the draw. Messner over to Wickers across center ice. He'll throw it in as Murray overskates it near corner. Idaho will bounce it off of Mayer. Mayer battles along with Gallant and a couple Steelheads. Miller throws in front of his net to Canadi, who pushes ahead. McCollum gets spun around by Bocage. Puck Kippeniops towards Connor Mayer, who gets it about 20 feet in front of Duplessis. As Mayer moves to the near side for Messner, backhands it in. Puck gets there under it, and it taps off the end boards as Kiley feeds to the far side. Canadi over towards Miller, who taps to the left wing. McCollum skates down the middle. Righty shot. Glove saved by Duplessis. And he snatched it about waist high and holds on. 17-17 left in the third. Boy, Duplessis made some great glove saves. Well, he's quick as a cat, and he looks like he's pretty agile. I saw him in warm-ups, and he moves from side to side pretty well. As I mentioned before, he's going to be a pretty good pro next season. White takes a draw for Idaho against Tyler Penner. The Grizzlies Iron Man sporting a net guard and an 8 on the front of his jersey right below the left shoulder. Idaho wins the draw. Radzinski over to Rassel. One-time tap on to Duplessis, who gathers it at waist high and holds on as Rassel didn't get much on the one-time tap towards the net. As it was kind of a change-up, and Duplessis was able to locate it quickly. We're about 3 minutes into the third period. We've had quite a few whistles here early in the frame. Utah wins the draw. They trail 2-0, looking for a comeback. Fairbrother lifts it out the center ice. It's gloved and dropped by Radzinski. who gets to wrestle near the Grizzlies bench. He'll tattoo it off the near boards. It goes to Fairbrother, third-year pro, moves it ahead. Fairbrother missed all of last season, so it's only his second season where he's been on the ice. As Berg dumps it in as he got held up by White along Berg's left shoulder. Penner tries to feed it out in front to Berg. Pass goes wide. Left side, Mayhew fires towards the net. It's blocked by Register, who gathers it. Now the Steelheads have numbers, 3-on-1. Register lumbers into the zone, far circle. He'll take a lefty shot. It's blocked away. Great play by Connor Mayer as Register tried to lay it behind Duplessis. And Mayer is able to clear it out. Now Mayer gets it back far side. Lefty shot goes wide. As Idaho back in neutralize, Rassel pushes towards Friesen in his pro debut. Over to the left wing for Gallant, who dumps it in. Kiley comes out of his net to play it behind it. They'll bounce it off a Grizzly and Aragon. As Aragon trips up, they're going to call a penalty. As Idaho went down, Nick Canati was tripped up by Aaron Aragon. As Idaho still deep in their own zone, Grizzlies looking to touch it up. Referee gets in the way. As Utah trying to touch it, and they do. As Aaron Aragon's going to get 2 minutes for tripping. As Nick Canati fell to the ice. 16:03 left in the third period. Idaho leads 2-0. Evan Friesen will skeet towards the bench as he sits next to Brandon Cutler. Fans are getting a little noisy here in Boise. As Idaho looking to score some insurance. Utah probably needs to be pretty aggressive here, shorthanded, looking to find a way to get on the board. Gallant will take the draw. He's out there with Messner. The two defensemen is Josh Wesley and Keone Teixeira. Bice will take the draw for Idaho. He got the Steelheads on the board. Predict the fish. If you predicted Ty Pelton Bice in the Idaho broadcast, you're a winner. Near him, near corner. He's got a goal tonight. Centers it out front towards Merchant. Pass goes wide. Masher Donato right side over to Cudla in the high slot. He'll direct it towards the far circle to Bice. Back to Masher Donato, who feeds it to Cudla high slot. Cudla over towards Bice. Masher Donato. One-timer is blocked by Gallant. As Bice feeds it towards the net. It bounced off a Grizzly stick. Near him, near circle, dance around, dangles. Now he gets up top to Cudla. He's in the left point. Cudla switches places with near him. As Cudla near goal line centers it out front. It bounced off a Wesley skate and taps off the glass. Puck to the left point, kept in by Merchant. He'll get to near him. Near him dangles around. Now he feeds up top to Masher Donato, who couldn't get the hot pass. And the puck goes all the way into the Idaho zone. Kindly well out of his crease to outlet it back to Masher Donato. Steelheads re-enter. As Utah loses it and clearing it out is Adam Berg. Kylie cuts it off in front of the crease to keep the play alive. Halfway through Idaho's power play. And we're 5 minutes into the third. Steelheads still lead 2-0 as neither team has scored so far in the third frame. Cudla back towards our Curry. Gets the new tries, cross the center with ease. Left wing, he'll whip it around the boards. Rass over there with Berg. McCallum cuts it off on the right point. They'll feed it towards the corner for Rassel. Rassel dangles. Now he gets to our Curry. He gets up top to Register. High slot. Register surveys. Now towards our Curry. Swings and misses on a one-time attempt. Rassel, far side. He's at the right point, being challenged like by Wickers. As Wickers all over Rassel like a cheap suit. Steelheads far side. Our Curry over to Register. High slot. He'll fake a shot, and he'll stop on the left side. He falls down. Register over towards McCollum, who gets a good shoulder check from Penner. Penner gets the puck, couldn't clear it out as he didn't get much on it. Register fires it off the end boards as Duplessis cuts off the near side of his net. As Kylie slams his stick on the ice late in the power play. Wide across to our Curry. One-timer goes wide. Out of the box is Aragon. He joins the play. Register left point. Lefty shot. Saved by Duplessis. And he holds on. 13:58 left in the third. Successful penalty kill by the Grizzlies. They trail 2-0, 6 minutes into the third. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Schwab tires. I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Idaho 2, Utah nothing. 13:58 left in the third. Draws give me the near side. As Idaho wins the draw, Millimak battles with Stapley. Stapley, the Denver product. As DU Pioneers won the Frozen Four. He gets the Mayhew. Those guys were teammates for DU 2 years ago when they won a national championship. So 2 national titles in 3 years for the Denver Pioneers. Idaho banks it off the far boards. Duplessis behind his net throws to the far side for Cutler over to Stapley, who couldn't reach it at new tries. As Murray loses the puck. Puck has played a lot of tricks and players have been falling down here in the third period. Kanadi off the far boards. It goes towards Miller at center ice. He steps over the line 2-on-2. Far circle, lefty shot goes wide. Miller this season has 6 goals in 35 games. Idaho plays the Grizzlies wanted too many men on the ice. As Cutler trying to find Stapley out in front of the net, pass goes wide. Miller gets challenged by Messner. Mayhew strides after it deep in the Grizzlies zone. He gets it in the near corner. Not an elimination game for the Grizzlies tonight, as Allen defeated Tulsa 6-3. Grizzlies would love to make it by winning tonight and not hoping for tomorrow night with Allen beating Tulsa. They want to get it in on their own right. As Wickers holds on to the puck in his own zone. Now he advances it to Gallant right side. He steps over the line but loses the puck. As Kudla around his net towards the far side, chips it towards Bice over to Masha Donato, who hits it off of the leg of Merchant. Merchant and Mayer collide along the near boards behind Utah's net. As they curl it out in front, it's tapped away by Wickers. Left side, Kudla. Lefty shot gets redirected to Masha Donato, who fires it wide over the crossbar. Now Masha Donato on the right side across to Kudla. He'll skeet towards the near circle. Take a lefty shot that goes wide as Kudla looks up to the heavens. He thought he had one. As Idaho has a bounce off their glove, back to neutral ice, and that was Joe Gattenby, who's been active in this series, one of 6 defensemen for Everett Sheen's crew. As Teixeira plays it behind his net. As Duplessis out in front, Masha Donato surveying things. Teixeira out to center ice, over to Berg, now to Penner right side. Penner around Idaho's net. He's now in the far circle. Penner, he's in the left point, drops it for Teixeira. Referee skips out of the way. Teixeira lays it for Fairbrother left side, who fires it off the end boards. Burke tried to find Berg out in front, and Berg couldn't get it. Idaho lifts it high into the air as they hip and up steep in the Grizzly zone. No icing. It's Teixeira with a big-time hit on Arcuri. Near point, White feeds to the corner. Arcuri gets it. He'll try to chip it out in front. Nobody home for Idaho as it goes towards Berg in the far circle. Berg strides out the center ice, and he'll dump it in as he gets around Rodzinski with speed. Berg, one of the faster players in the Grizzlies club, as he gets hit by Register. Stapley gets up top to Wesley, across to Mayhew, fakes a shot. Now he's in the left point, takes the lefty shot that's kicked away by Kiley. Burke over the left side, fires it around the wall. Luke Manning in his 25th birthday gets it. Near side, he gets spun around, but he's been strong with the puck. As Manning over towards Stapley. Manning cutting towards the net, but Stapley along the near boards rolls it to Manning. Manning gets pushed down by Register. Stapley skeets over there and gets it. Stapley stops along the near side, gets knocked down by Rassel, coming out with his Register. Now to neutral ice. Idaho, White towards the near boards to Rassel, who settles in on side. Utah back defensively as Rassel gets pushed as he skeets towards the near corner. Cutler in the area. Rassel centers it out in front. It's taken away by Mayhew. Gets it to Stapley. Right wing pass to Cutler, connects. Cutler trying to get around Murray, who delivered a good shoulder check. Cutler chases after it, but Kanadi with his great speed skates over there. 10:24 and counting left in the third. Idaho still leads 2-0 as Kanadi skates across center ice, and he'll fly it in. Kanadi far corner, battles with Mayhew. Now Kanadi has a tap off his stick. Idaho far circle, lefty shot. It's the post and goes wide. Millimak had that look. Now Millimak high slot, lefty shot. Glove saved by Duplessis. And he snatched it about shoulder high and holds on with 10:06 left in the third. You know, there's a lot of sports and entertainment options out there. We appreciate you choosing the Grizzlies not only tonight, but all season long. Kind of that odd sense where we really don't know if this is the last Grizzlies game of the season or not. We know it's the last regular season contest. If Utah doesn't come back in this one, we won't know the Grizzlies' postseason fate until tomorrow when Allen takes on Tulsa. I think the start of that game tomorrow will be at 3:05 in the Mountain Time Zone, 4:05 locally in Oklahoma. Off the draw shot by McCollum as McCollum pushes down Mayer, and the puck skips out to center ice. Messner across the center. He got hit by Millimak up high, but no call. Cut over to McCollum. He'll skeet towards the far side. Now I'll pitch it to Gattenby, who steps over the line right side. Gattenby dumps it into the corner as Gattenby tries to get around Gallant. Gattenby's got pretty good quickness. Gallant about as fast as anybody in the Grizzlies club. Wickers gets hit in the back, loses his balance. Millimock, a physical player, skates towards the left point. Now he stops before the corner. Feeds to Miller behind the net. Miller skates towards the far side. He'll get it to Cutler right point now across. We get a whistle. A Grizzly went down on the far side, and that's going to be a penalty as Lyndon McCallum can't believe it. But he gets 2 minutes for interference, and the Grizzlies are going to get a power play with 9:28 left in the third. Idaho 2, Utah nothing. Grizz looking for their first goal of the night. They are on the power play for 2 minutes on the other side. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice. More amazing food. More value. From huge breakfasts to delicious lunches and hearty dinners. Black Bear Diner has more for you. So get more when you want it, the way you want it, and get it today.
Good old-fashioned family food, Black Bear Diner. Black Bear Diner.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm. And our lights on. It's the power behind the team. And a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Grizzlies are on the power play as Lyndon McCallum gets 2 minutes for interference. 10:32 into the third period. It's Grizzlies' third power play of the game. Idaho has outshot Utah 7-2 in the third. Both of the goals in the game were scored in the second period. Ty Pelton Bison, a delayed penalty, 8:36 in, and then Willie Nerum, shorthanded on a Grizzlies major power play, scored 15:42 and unassisted. Grizzlies win the draw. Mayhew over to Cutler on the right side. Cutler being shadowed by Merchant. Puck ends up on the right side to Stapley back to Cutler. Battles along the board. Stapley over to Mayhew. Fires it towards the far point. Nobody home. As Idaho banks it off the boards at center ice, it's taken by Merchant, who skates in 1-on-3. He stops in the near point. Now he feeds it back to center ice. Jade Miller over to Register as Idaho killing time on the penalty kill. As Register helicopters it all the way deep in the Grizzlies zone. Mayhew gets spun around by Nerum. Nerum near goal line. Trying to fire towards the net. It bounced off of Stapley. Miller back towards Nerum. He's in the near corner as Stapley pushes Nerum. As Bocage jams after it, it goes to Cutler. As Cutler over to the Messner on the left wing. Messner fakes it to Cutler. Now he crosses center ice and dumps it in. As the puck skips on to Kiley, who gathered it and got it to Murray before the whistle blew. As Murray lifts it out to center ice. Puck up in the opposite to Fairbrother at the Utah line. As we're halfway through the Grizzlies' third power play of the game, Idaho still leads 2-0 with 8:20 and counting left in the third. Fairbrother out to Neutrice. Third-year pro, but it's only the second year he's been on the ice. He missed all of last year due to an injury. Fairbrother gets blasted along the end boards by Joe Gattenby. As Burke trying to center it to Fairbrother is picked off by Bice. And Bice will sell it all the way towards Duplessis. Duplessis cuts it off and gets to Wesley behind Utah's net. He'll get it towards Fairbrother. He dances around down the middle, dangles. Now he feeds to the left side as Manning crosses into the zone. He'll skeet towards the far corner, loses his balance, but rolls it back towards Gallant. But Idaho gets it. Cudlow fires onto Duplessis as Duplessis gathers it. 10 seconds left in Utah's power play as Grizzlies prepare for life after the man advantage. Wesley over to Berg at center ice left wing. He'll step over the offensive line. He'll skeet towards the far goal line. Berg around the net as McCollum's out of the box. Berg across. Had it flub off his stick. Back to the Utah line. He overskates it. Wickers in the area. Berg holding his stick. His face if he were hit with a high stick. Idaho dumps it in deep. It's regathered by the Grizzlies. Mayer off the far side for Berg, who had a tough time locating it. Now he tries to run it down. Register. Linesman got in the way. Friesen skates to the far side. Backhand shot goes wide as Utah had a scoring chance after the linesman failed to get out of the way. Idaho responds. Merchant over to White. Across towards Mastro Donato. Couldn't get it as Friesen poked it away. Evan Friesen ahead towards Aragon. As tapped away by Canadi. Register will skip it all the way deep in the Grizzlies zone. It got redirected at Neutrice. No icing. Teixeira throws it in front of his net towards Mayer. 6:40 and counting left in the third. Still Idaho leading 2-0. Grizzlies still looking for the first goal of the game. Teixeira Moves it ahead to center ice for Cutler. Pass goes tape to tape. Cutler out to the right side for Stapley. He runs it down. Stapley got jabbed by Miller. Miller with a big-time check from behind as Stapley couldn't get a shot off. Now up top, Fairbrother, left side, fires towards the net. Oh, get redirected and goes just wide. Stapley in the area, gets a push of Miller. Puck ends up back in the Grizzlies zone. Teixeira near side. Will fire a left wing long range pass towards Cutler, who dumps it in. As Gattenby behind his net will push it to the near side. Nearham runs it down, but Wesley gets there first. He'll fire it into the far corner. Mayhew in the attack zone, left point, dance around. Now a reverse pivot back towards the far corner. Shot is blocked. Mayhew gets it back. He'll get it up top to Cutler. Left side, lefty shot is blocked away. As Idaho runs it down far side, Gattenby over towards Murray, who fires it off the near boards for Nearham, who locates it and throws it into the Grizzlies zone where it's gathered by Mayhew. Kyle Mayhew, second team all-league, crosses center ice, left side. He'll push it across to Messner on side. Messner lefty shot, kick saved by Kiley. Boy, Messner got all of that one, but Kiley makes a stop as he's pitching a shutout so far. 5:20 and counting left in the third. As Rassel will flub it on towards Duplessis. Boy, very quick whistle there as Duplessis tried to get rid of it, but the whistle blew with 5:14 left in the third. Time out on the ice. We'll see if the Grizzlies can get a goal as Jake Kiley has stopped all 29 shots here so far. 5:14 left in the third. It's the Steelheads 2 and the Grizzlies nothing.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land.
.5:14 left in the third. Idaho leads Utah 2-0 as Matt Register's stick broke somehow. He'll get a new one from Chris Bessel, the Beast. As Matt Register, second team all-league this season, and most likely a future Hall of Famer in this league. A.J. White will take the draw against Utah's Alex Bocage. Draws in the near circle of the Grizzlies zone. As Idaho leads 2-0, Grizzlies looking for their first of the night. Bocage round Utah's nets. The Grizzlies from left to right. Bocage lifts it over Bocage's head. Did Wickers. Idaho back deep in their own zone as Register dangles and he feeds to the far corner. Still had skating from right to left. Our Curry pitches it out towards Rassel, who couldn't handle it. As Mayer moves it ahead, stays in the Grizzlies zone. Rassel down the middle, feeds it to the left side. As Rassel centers out towards White, it gets to our Curry, jabs ahead. Now Rassel shot. Big time save by Duplessis on the backhand shot by Rassel. Now near goal line, Mayer gets it. No push ahead to Gallant. 3-on-2. Gallant into the zone. White trailing the play. Gallant feeds it across, nobody home. Rassel, pass ahead to our Curry at the Utah line. It connects. Still has to make a line change though around him as our Curry fires towards the net. It's tapped away by Wesley. Stick by shot saved by Duplessis. As White just kind of a one-time jab from the near circle. Up ahead, our Curry looking for Penner. Pass goes wide. Kiley fires it towards the near boards. Utah looking to end Kiley's shutout bid. 4:09 and counting left in the third. Mayhew, left side shot gets redirected by a stick and flies out of play. 4:05 left in the third. If you joined us late, Allen did beat Tulsa 6-3. So it's not an elimination game for the Grizzlies. If they fall short tonight, they can still make the playoffs if Allen defeats Tulsa in regulation tomorrow afternoon. It's the 72nd and final game of the regular season, but Allen and Tulsa have one game left in the regular year tomorrow afternoon. As Allen clinches the 3 seed with their victory with 70 standings points, they will face Idaho in the first round. Masher Donato gets it. He'll skeet towards the right wing righty shot. Saved by Duplessis. Rebound Mayhew fires it towards Duplessis, who kicks it back towards Mayhew. Less than 4 minutes left. Mayhew over to Stapley. They'll push it out to center ice as Manning Got his stick slashed by Gattenby. Grizzlies over the line. Mayhew over to Wesley. Left side. He'll take a righty shot. That's blocked away before it gets to Kylie. Manning on his birthday over to Wesley. Back to Mayhew. High slot. Lefty shot. Sticked away by Kylie. And it goes out of play with 3:32 left in the third. Boy, statistically, it's not been an outstanding year for Kylie. There's a 3.61 goals against average and 897 save percentage. However, it looks like Jake Kylie's brought his A game tonight. Grizzlies still looking for their first goal of the evening, although they've had some pretty good looks on Jake Kylie this evening. Draw's going to be in the near circle of the Steelhead zone. Cole Gallant will take it for Utah. Draw won by Utah to Nathan Burke, who gets up top to Fairbrother. He's in the right point. Fairbrother shuffles towards his left. High slot. Lefty shot is blocked by Millimak's stick. It flies out of play with 3:42 left in the third. Boy, so many shots tonight redirected by sticks. Both teams done a pretty good job defensively. Only 2 goals of the game kind of came on odd situations. Idaho scored on a delayed penalty as Ty Pelton-Bice found the back of the net. And then later on, there's a shorthanded goal by Idaho as Grizzlies had a major power play. But Nearham scored with 4.5 minutes left in the third. Draw won by Idaho. They lead 2-0 late in regulation. As Murray banks it off the boards, Millimak couldn't get it as Gallant runs it down in the Grizzlies zone. Gallant's got outstanding speed. He gets a new try like a blur. Now he steps over the offensive line. He gets checked by Kanadi. Gallant chasing after it in the end boards. Murray pushes him as Messner, he's on the right side. He's got good speed of his own right. They'll throw it into the far corner. Aragon tried to center it. It bounced off a Steelhead skate. Connor Mayer over in the area gets pushed Fairbrother left point. As skating off the ice to Duplessis. Utah's net's empty, less than 3 minutes left. As Messner over to Bocage. Right side toe drag shot. Saved by Kylie. As Millimak has it. He's in the near corner. Kanadi in the area as well. Messner along the near boards. Throws it to the corner for Gallant, who dangles. Now he gets to Bocage on the right point. Up top to Fairbrother. He'll feed it back towards the near goal line. Gallant trying to get to Bocage. And Idaho tries to cut in front of him on the soft pass. Idaho fires towards the empty net and it misses wide. Skating over is Mayer, and the whistle blows with 2:21 left in the third. So Duplessis on the bench. Utah's net is empty. As the Grizzlies are looking for a last gasp effort to try to find a way to climb back into this game. Jake Kylie telling the referee that there's something wrong with his helmet. And the Beast, Chris Bestel, has been around about as long as the franchise has been around. Will work on Jake Kylie's helmet. If you got any shutout jinx, if you're a Grizzlies fan, you got to come up with it now. As Jake Kylie is pitching a shutout, stopping all 33 shots that he has seen. As Kylie puts his helmet back on. Cutler's out there. He'll take the face off. Manning, Stapley up front. Bocage as well as Mayhew and Wesley. That's the 6 on the ice for the Grizzlies. Jade Miller will take the draw for Idaho. He's taken a ton of the key face-offs for Idaho this season, at least when he's been healthy. Miller's only played in half of Idaho's games. Draw one by Utah. Bocage up top to Mayhew. Slice it to Wesley, right side. Wesley throws it to the near corner. Manning over there battles with Kanadi. As now the puck squirts towards the near side. Millimak will bounce it off a skate. This puck glides towards the empty net. And just wide it misses. As McCollum gets sandwiched by Aragon and Wesley. No icing was on the play, even though it should have been called. Rassel out to the far side. Fires towards the net. It's blocked away by Cutler's stick. Bocage feeds ahead. Less than 2 minutes left. Mayhew over to Cutler over the line. They'll tap it off in Idaho skate. It goes back to the center red line for Wesley, who enters from the left side. He gets around Gattenby. Wesley near side. Backhand shot saved by Kylie. Bocage gets up top to Cutler, who couldn't keep the line. He'll chase after it. A.J. White closes the gap as Cutler sauces it to the near side for Mayhew, who pivots and skates back towards new tries. Mayhew left wing pass to Bocage. He gathers it and dumps it in. Kylie behind his net. He's got 1 minute and 20 seconds left to a shutout. Over to the near side. Mayer in the area as puck brushes towards Stapley. He whips it to the near corner. The only guy there is Gattenby. He'll fire it to the far side. It bounced off of Bocage. Idaho trying to fire it to the empty net. It's cut off by Mayer at new tries. Mayer dangles. Now he'll get it to Cutler at the center ice logo. 1 minute left in regulation. Utah's down 2-0. Mayhew dumps it in. Kylie in front of his crease. Gets it poked away by Mayer. Well, it looked like Kylie had notions of scoring a goal. Mayer high slot lefty shot. Saved by Kiley as he snatched it about where the Idaho Steelheads logo is in the front of the jersey. A body save, and he holds on as he is 46 seconds away from a shutout, which would be his first of the season. Kiley earlier this year had a shutout for the EIHL's Glasgow Clan. As Grizzlies use their one timeout, as Ryan Kanaswich has the clipboard out and he's drawing up a play. So Kiley had one shutout for Glasgow in the EIHL earlier this season. This would be his first ECHL shutout. He previously played in 30 games with Kalamazoo over a 2-season stretch. Kiley also has 9 games of AHL experience over 2 different seasons with the Utica Comets. Kiley 6'2" and 201 pounds, 27 years old, looking for his first ECHL shutout. It'd be his first in a Steelheads uniform. He did, as we mentioned, have one EIHL shutout earlier this season. As Kiley skates in front of his crease, Grizzlies have a 6-man unit of Stapley, Cutler, Bocage with Messner, Mayhew, and Wesley. Grizzlies are pointing towards the near circle, hoping the faceoff would be there. However, the draw's going to be on the far side. I don't know if that changes up the plans as to what Utah wanted to have coming out of the timeout. 46 seconds left. Idaho wins the draw. Register bouncing off of Messner. Register gets it back behind the net. Over towards Murray. Gets pushed by Stapley. Murray swings along the near boards. Mayhew keeps it in as he backhands it towards Messner. Now to Cutler right wing. Gets poked away by Register. Mayhew near side. 30 seconds left. He's at the near side. He'll get it up top towards Cutler. Cutler dances around, skates back towards Mayhew. Now he feeds up top to Wesley. 22 seconds left. Wesley over to Cutler. He dances around near circle left. He shots blocked away. Murray skates towards the far corner. This baby's in the refrigerator. Messner in the area, says Bocage. He gets pushed in the back by Bice. 10 seconds left. As Grizzlies skate around the Idaho's net. Wesley, sharp angled shot goes wide. 4 seconds left. Mayhew fires towards the net. It's blocked away, and it's a shutout for Jake Kiley as Idaho comes away with a 2-0 victory. Grizzlies will be rooting hard as we got a fight after the game. Jade Miller over there. Brandon Cutler's getting attacked by a Steelhead, and that's Willie Neerum. Now Matt Register's taunting Cutler. Bice waves bye-bye to the Grizzlies. And now Willie Neerum is yelling at Brandon Cutler as Neerum and Register seem to have words as Idaho is really giving it to the Grizzlies and taunting them as a few Steelheads waving bye to the Grizzlies. As Idaho now skating pretty close towards the Grizzlies bench. They want to taunt them as much as they can as the Grizzlies are skating off. Idaho salutes the sellout crowd here at Idaho Central Arena. Grizzlies will be rooting hard for the Allen Americans tomorrow afternoon. If Allen defeats Tulsa in regulation, Grizzlies can secure a playoff spot. They were hoping to do so with a victory tonight, but it just wasn't meant to be as Jake Kiley gets a 36-save shutout here on home ice. Grizzlies end the regular season with a record of 31, 36, and 5. Idaho's regular season ends with a record of 48, 22, and 2. We'll come back and have the post-game show on the other side. Once again, the final score from Idaho Central Arena. It's the Steelheads 2 and the Grizzlies nothing. As the Grizzlies' playoff fate lies into the hands and sticks of the Allen Americans tomorrow afternoon against the Tulsa Oilers. Post-game show starts in 15 seconds. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. Shop over 50 new Kia Sorrentos with savings up to $4,500 off at Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
Ty Pelton Bice is the third star tonight as he scored Idaho's first goal, 8:36 into the second period with Jake Murray getting the assist. It was a delayed penalty. Brandon Cutler would have gotten a 2-minute penalty, but Bice just kind of skated all the way coast to coast and found a good shooting angle in the far circle. And he didn't fire it high, didn't fire it low, just kind of sailed about waist high past Duplessis, the Utah goaltender. Second star is Willie Neerum, who scored the game winner. Actually, the game winner was Bice, 8:36, but Neerum scored shorthanded, and that's the turning point of the game right there. The Grizzlies had a 5-minute major power play as Dimitris Kumatsis got a match penalty for slew footing. 14:51 into the second. Neither team scored in the first period. Bice scored on the delayed penalty 8:36 into the second, with Murray getting the assist. And then Utah got that major power play, and about 1 minute into the major power play, Niram scored unassisted from the right circle. 15:42 in. It was unassisted, and those are the only 2 goals of the game. Number 1 star is Jake Kiley, who gets his first shutout in a Steelheads uniform. He did have 1 EIHL shutout this season. It's his first ECHL shutout and first as North American pro. As Kiley's the number 1 star, Willie Niram's the 2nd star, and Ty Pelton Bice is the number 3 star of the game. So for the Grizzlies, it's now doing a little bit of scoreboard watching. Everybody's going to be watching on Flow Sports and maybe listening into an audio broadcast of the Tulsa and Allen game. And Utah Grizzlies fans are now big Allen American fans tomorrow, and maybe only for tomorrow, as an Allen victory in regulation means the Grizzlies make the postseason. Allen clinches the 3 seed with a victory 6-3 over Tulsa. Allen has 70 standings points with 1 game left. Utah's done in the regular season. They have 67 points. Tulsa also has 67 points as they have lost each of the last 2 games in regulation. Tulsa, if they get a standing point of any kind, if they lose in overtime, that matters. That would jump them ahead of Utah for 4th place, and that would mean they would be in the postseason, and the Grizzlies would be out. So that's where the fate of the Grizzlies lies. Utah did pick up 1 standing point on Friday, or last night, as they lost 4-3 in overtime. That standing point can make the difference between them making the playoffs or them not making it. Last Saturday, when Brett Stapley scored with 4 seconds left in regulation, that 1 point could make the difference. You talk about that memorable moment. That could make the difference between the Grizzlies reaching the postseason and not. For Utah, they had 35 shots, including 11 in the 3rd period. Kyle Mayhew led the way. Actually, Mayhew and Fairbrother each had 5 shots. Josh Wesley had 4. So a ton of the shots came by Grizzlies defensemen tonight. Nathan Burke and Brett Stapley had 3 shots. 2 shots each for Aragon, Luke Manning, and Connor Mayer. For Idaho in their 30 shots, very balanced attack. Mark Rassel, who didn't have any points, led the way with 5. So Idaho got goals from Ty Pelton Bice, who had 4 shots, and Willie Niram, who had 1 shot tonight. He made it count. 15:42 into the second. Grizzlies went 0 for 3 on the power play. Idaho is 0 for 2. Attendance, 5,198 here on this Saturday night. Time of game, 2 hours and 27 minutes. Well, we're not sure if this is the final broadcast or not. We know the regular season's over. We're not sure if we're making the playoffs. Just want to thank everybody for tuning in to Grizzlies games all season long, as it's certainly been a fun ride. As it's my 6th season calling Utah Grizzlies games. Want to thank the video crew at Maverick Center for helping us out all season long, led by Jarrett, Jed, and Justin, and everybody else, the off-ice officials, and all the visiting broadcasters that made their way to the Salt Lake Valley, everybody in the office, the ticket staff, and it was a banner year for the ticket staff as the Grizzlies had their best average attendance since the 2002-03 season. Certainly everybody in the office, from Brian Pruch, who just recently had his first child being born, a beautiful baby named Rocco. And certainly happy for Brian Pruch and his wife. And, Jared Youngman, who sits in the office next to me at Maverick Center. Jill and Kevin and everybody. Tanner and Noah certainly have helped out a ton this season. All those game day graphics you see on YouTube, that's Tanner Walker's work. And he's outstanding. And Noah Hill's done a great job as the game operations director this season, and everybody else that works for the Grizzlies. It's been a lot of fun this season. It's not necessarily the last game. Obviously, if Allen wins in regulation, Grizzlies will have a playoff series. We do know the potential opponent would be the Kansas City Mavericks, as Allen did clinch the 3 seed, and they will face Idaho in the first round. So we do know if the Grizzlies make the playoffs, it will be against the Kansas City Mavericks in a 7-game series. Kansas City ended up with the best record in the league this season. We know that the hockey world has kind of been turned upside down in the Salt Lake Valley over the last 3 months. And we know there's going to be a lot of stories, a lot of interesting things happening And next week, April 18th, I hear might be a big day. I know one thing, that every broadcast I put out here, I try to make it to an NHL standard. That's really what it comes down to. Every broadcast, I'm incredibly tough on myself. And I know one thing, we do everything we can to put together an NHL-style broadcast here on the Grizzlies Hockey Network. This is my last game this season. Hopefully some dreams will come true over the next few months. As I've been working incredibly hard over the last 6 years to try to get better each and every game. We'll see what happens. And, for the Grizzlies, who knows? Could have some playoff action against the Kansas City Mavericks. I imagine as soon as dates are handed out, as soon as we know the Grizzlies' fate, if they do make the playoffs, make sure to follow the Grizzlies' social media channels for potential dates for the first round series, which would be against the Kansas City Mavericks. Now, if you're a Grizzlies fan, you say, go Allen, as they need a regulation win against Tulsa tomorrow afternoon. Face-off will be at 3:05 in the Mountain Time Zone. I want to thank everybody all season long. And, I've been doing a lot of thinking, not doing a whole lot of sleeping here recently. And, hopefully things will turn out for the best. Once again, the Grizzlies finish up the regular season with a record of 31, 35, and 36 and 5. 31, 36 and 5. It was a pretty strong year as the Grizzlies performed well at Maverick Center. We talked about before the season, the teams that generally have the best road records end up having the best records. Grizzlies did an outstanding job at Maverick Center. Unfortunately, they ended the road slate with a record of 10, 24, and 2. And if the Grizzlies do indeed fall short of a postseason berth, that would be the first thing you'd look at as to why the Grizzlies fell short this season. Well, who knows? We'll talk to you either this upcoming October or maybe later this week, this next week. Hard to really say. We do know that the Grizzlies will be rooting hard for the Allen Americans to win in regulation. That means Grizzlies will face Kansas City in the first round of the 2024 Kelly Cup playoffs. Well, now I'll wrap things up. I got to pack up and make sure I don't miss the bus. It's been a fun regular season as Utah Grizzlies really put a lot of thrills this year. Brandon Cutler certainly had an outstanding year, scoring 36 goals. Grizzlies did have 3 players appear in every game. Cutler along with Mick Messner and the Ultimate Iron Man, Tyler Penner. It was a great year for Kyle Mayhew, who was named second team All-League, and he made the All-Rookie team. Nathan Burke, Cole Gallant had outstanding years, and I've really been impressed with Alex Bocage. He's got the work ethic to have a long pro career, and he came in the second half of the season and really gave the Grizzlies a spark. A lot of other great performers this season, but the Grizzlies did have 51 players come through this year, so I don't want to miss the bus. So, it's just one of those things. Hopefully we'll have plenty of hockey to talk about over the next couple weeks. Well, now wrap things up. Once again, the story of the game was Jake Kiley pitching a 35-save shutout for the Steelheads this evening. Well, tomorrow we'll definitely be watching Allen at Tulsa at BOK Center as we will learn the Grizzlies' playoff fate late tomorrow afternoon. Well, now I'll wrap things up. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast and not necessarily the final outcome. Next broadcast of Grizzlies hockey, it's a big question mark. We're not really sure. Thanks for joining us all season long here on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, and thanks for tuning in to tonight's regular season finale as the Idaho Steelheads defeat the Utah Grizzlies 2-0. I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is. You've been listening to the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott. Have a good night, everybody.